Therapy of Georgia. He's an ED specialist that will turn your life around PDQ. ED happens to a lot of men as we age. And just FYI, Dr. Deal can give you back the confidence you need to perform on the JOB. So, ready to take the first step? Quit yelling WTF at your little BFF and visit tbtofga.com. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can fix your ED ASAP. And before you know it, you'll be screaming OMG.
I'm getting in the game. The world won't be the same. I'm good to go.
Call 404-777-1911 or visit tbtofga.com. Bullet points.
I'm Eben Brown. You may not have a right to that silencer. The U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals is now saying a firearms suppressor manufactured by silencer or otherwise is not a protected item under the Second Amendment. The decision comes in a ruling in the case of George Peterson, arrested by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for possessing a kit-made suppressor that was unregistered. The National Firearms Act restricts suppressors much as it does machine guns, and those looking to own one must acquire a special tax stamp. Peterson tried claiming his suppressor should be protected under the Second Amendment and his case should be dismissed. But now the panel from the Fifth Circuit says the Second Amendment applies to firearms and not firearms accessories. And unlike previous Supreme Court rulings having to do with things like ammunition, a suppressor isn't necessary to operate a firearm. And those are your bullet points. I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
Welcome back in. Buck ducking out to close the show. I will be here solo with you guys. We'll be together down in Miami, presuming I can take off. We got weather, snow coming into the Nashville area, so we'll see whether or not I can get out. A lot of you weighing in. I've got a thesis for you. And, you know, when I give a thesis, sometimes it's dangerous. The most important discovery maybe in the history of modern archaeology, in terms of being able to understand the past, Hammurabi's Code, 1901, that basically unlocked all of the hieroglyphics so we could actually understand what was being said in that in all of the Egyptian writings. They didn't find it until 1901. You guys have deluged me with the last great, truly transformative discovery that changed the way the world was looked at. Electricity, greatest achievement in terms of changing the world, followed by the lunar landing, 1969. I think that's a decent argument. Landing on the moon, 1969. But that would tie in with my thesis that there has been no great, truly earth-shattering change in my lifetime. This is kind of the thought that I had as I was walking around in all the cathedrals in Italy and looking at how majestic and incredible all of those edifices were, that things were built and hundreds of years later, thousands of years later sometimes, we still gaze upon them with awe. Is there anything in my lifetime that will have that sort of relevancy and length of recognition and importance? I think that's a really interesting question. The nuke, several of you reaching out and saying, hey, the ability to create a nuclear bomb, certainly. Discovery of the dinosaurs, which frankly, relatively recent. If you've got kids or grandkids, the degree to which the world changed with the discovery of dinosaurs, I think it's really kind of amazing. Flight, certainly, again, relatively recent vintage. Wilbur and Orville Wright, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. It wasn't that long ago that the idea of an airplane would have seemed crazy. A lot of people weighing in. I love all that feedback. You can find me on Twitter at Clay Travis. DNA, VIP Laurel, Watson and Crick, Very good take there. Now, Greg, don't ask me questions while I'm on air. You're getting me crossed over now. I think you're right. Was it the Hammurabi Code? I think the Hammurabi Code was the written law, right? I think I'm talking about the Rosetta Stone that was actually. So when was the Rosetta Stone? See, you got me all crossed up. A lot of you want to weigh in. Mark in Toronto, what you got for us, Mark?
Clay, I'm going to have to probably try to call in tomorrow. I'm an aerospace engineer. I worked personally on the CRJ program, and I've got some thoughts about the CRJ 900, where it lists in and the size of that aircraft, that airframe. I'll give you a call tomorrow because there's too much technical stuff about what might have gone wrong with this landing. It's probably not pilot error. It's probably wind shear that ended up making that landing gear go through the wing. There is no way in the world that any airframe manufacturer designs a wing to break off. Wings are designed to end up taking a huge amount of overload.
Thank you for the call, by the way. So the BBC is wrong because Buck was reading directly from the BBC about wind shear and the wind's designed to fall off. I think that's the first time a caller has ever called us and said, hey, guys, I'm going to have to call you tomorrow. He teased his own call. It was, thank you for catching it, Mark, the Rosetta Stone I was talking about. Hammurabi's Code was the first law written. Apology.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton on the front lines of truth.
We're proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
This country was founded on freedom. Freedom from a country that wanted us to buy overpriced tea, then tried blockading us when we dumped their tea into the ocean. How'd that work out? Well, it's time to throw your overpriced big wireless contract overboard, too. You don't need to pay $100 a month just to get a free phone.
Pure Talk, my cell phone company, says no to inflated prices. With a qualifying plan, you can choose an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0. And yes, this is for premium service on America's most dependable 5G network.
Get your iPhone 14 or Samsung Galaxy for $0 with a qualifying plan by dialing pound 250 and saying the keywords Clay and Buck, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will help you make the switch in as little as 10 minutes. No hassle, no gimmicks, just honest-to-goodness wireless price right. Dial pound 250, say the keywords Clay and Buck to claim your new iPhone or Galaxy with qualifying purchase from Pure Talk, America's wireless company. Visit puretalk.com for details.
A new president is sworn in. America's greatness is being restored. And there's breaking news every minute. Now, tens of millions of Americans are turning off Fox and CNN and tuning in to Newsmax for the breaking information they really need to know. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top news brands in America. Find it yourself on all major cable systems and on your TV or smartphone store. Just download the Newsmax app for free and start watching. You'll get great shows with Rob Schmidt, Greta Van Susteren, Rob Finnerty, and Carl Higbie, and more. Find out why millions of Americans have made the switch. Even President Trump says Newsmax is terrific, and he's watching. So make the switch to Newsmax. Check us out on cable and satellite TV or download the Newsmax app today. Watch us anytime, anywhere. Remember, Newsmax is real news for real people.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They're locally owned and operated, and you can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Hamas needs to be destroyed, wiped off the map. And Donald Trump may just be the president that would support that. Israel has every right to seek the utter destruction of Hamas.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Trying to find a way to end the war. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says ending Russia's war in Ukraine will require concessions from all sides. This after leading a U.S. delegation to meet with Russian counterparts in Saudi Arabia. Here's what he said after the talks wrapped up.
I came away today convinced that they are willing to begin to engage in a serious process to determine how quickly and through what mechanism can an end be brought to this war.
But Fox's Alex Hogan says
Russia is doubling down on one of its demands, saying it is not enough for NATO not to invite Ukraine into the alliance, but wants the alliance to go one step further, canceling a promise from 2008 that would say that eventually Ukraine could be a part of the group. So far, talks also reportedly involve a 3-stage peace plan. It would also potentially call for elections in Ukraine before the signing of a final agreement. Now, while Ukraine is not taking part, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly said in the last week that no deal can be made on its behalf if Ukrainian negotiators are not involved.
Got an update out of Toronto from airport officials regarding the investigation into Monday's Delta plane crash. Here's Fox's Gernal Scott.
The investigation at Toronto Pearson International Airport now focuses on the plane, which remains on one of 2 closed runways. 80 people were on board and rescued from the aircraft that came to rest upside down. Airport CEO Deborah Flint said 21 people suffered crash-related injuries.
Delta Airlines has reported that 19 of those passengers have been released and 2 remain hospitalized.
Flint detailed weather issues over the last several days with flight cancellations that resulted, but described Monday as a clear day. Canada's Transportation Board and the FAA are part of the ongoing investigation. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
America's listening to Fox News.
This Valentine's season, the Ministry of Preborn invites you to become a heartbeat hero and share the love that goes beyond a box of chocolates, a love that saves lives. Every day, thousands of women are told the lie that abortion is their only option. They can't do it, that there is no hope. But that mother in crisis, when she sees her baby on an ultrasound at a preborn network clinic, it doubles her chances at choosing life. This isn't just an image on a screen. It's about a mom hearing the baby's heartbeat, maybe for the first time, and realizing that's a gift growing inside of her. One preborn supporter said, "Knowing my gift could save a life was the most meaningful act of love I could give." For $28, you can provide an ultrasound and help a mom in crisis choose life. $140 provides 5 ultrasounds. So this Valentine's season, take a stand, be bold, become a heartbeat hero. Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or visit preborn.com/hope. That's preborn.com/hope.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick producing sports raconteur extraordinaire. And the Mechanical Mangler is still all tied up. I mean, with activities and stuff. But David is at the controls today. And in fact, Joe has infected the place and bolted. And something was up this morning. I'm listening and I said, something's going on. And all of a sudden, Joe announced that he has a fever and decided to go home. And we got
a fever.
Yeah. So anyway, so they, I don't know what's going on. But Joe, and I got a little friend Chris, who was being trained yesterday too. He's gone. So they cleared out the whole thing. So the morning show is, I hope they didn't get catch the whatever. Oh boy. Anyway, so Joe has a fever. Hey, well, David here. David, nice to see you, sir. How's it going?
It's going great. Good to be here, gentlemen.
Excellent. Thank you for all. We've got all the work laid out for us, and so here we go. It's Kimmer, Pete, and David for Flounder, and I got lots of comments, by the way, not only on the horrible Kimmer dancing video from the wedding, but also the nice wishes for Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, Veronica. So it was very nice. It was very sweet, full of stuff. Anyway, that's nice. Our number 404-741-1230.
Will he have enough energy to get into work tomorrow?
I don't think he'll be able to make it. I think she's going to have to get an Uber. I think it's going to be It's part of the wedding. The wedding guy, give me a car to go to work for a week.
He's going to have an IV.
He's going to be all, he's going to have like slings in his shoulders that could be out of joint and on my back. Anyway, whatever. So we'll see. And I'm just hoping, I hope they're doing great and having a couple of days of just happiness. So that's good. Let's see. We got a million things going on, including the ICE. Oh, man, a follow-up story on yesterday's debacle for a woman who got fired because a woman who worked at the same place didn't like her talking about conservative issues, especially concerning ICE and raids on illegal aliens. And that is in the news. And again, is this an official story? The Hyundai plant in Rome apparently was raided by ICE, and when ICE showed up, according to this report, and again, this is not a press release, it's somebody reporting this, when ICE showed up, hundreds, unquote, hundreds of employees fled.
Allegedly.
Disappeared. That's the report. I haven't seen any video. I haven't seen an official, AP or local TV stations report on it. It's a report going around right now.
Well, the local TV stations are running things like fear spreads through Georgia as ICE comes down.
Exactly. So again, I'm reporting this to you as what I believe. I mean, someone's reported it from the plant, the Hyundai plant in Rome. So so that's what we know. Is someone reported this? It was on Twitter and X, and people are reporting it and spreading it, and so that we're reporting that that's what we're getting. Again, I don't know anything more than that, but it's sure. I mean, I find hard to believe that it's not true. I mean, a guy from the plant. There's a picture of a guy there too at the plant, by the way.
But the whole thing about bringing these, multinational corporations here and building plants is you're supposed to be employing Georgians.
Exactly. That's why we give you tax breaks.
Yeah.
It's not so you can get them get more money and get cheaper labor by hiring. And again, if you hire illegal aliens, they're not going to bitch and moan if you do something on the job that they don't like or make them work overtime and don't pay them. What are they going to bitch and moan to you to go public? Hardly. So again, I mean,
if this is true,
if it's true, again, we don't know that. Well, we don't know anything other than what I've told you is all I know. So I'm passing it along as my duty. I said duty. Also, Doge payments, trillions of stuff, the Delta, the crash thing. I saw it's not. It seems to me the mystery's over.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were all saying. Well, the thing with the plane was okay. First of all, everybody is still saying, well, the weather was clear. It wasn't clear. It was horrible.
It was clear. Well, come on. It was blue skies.
Okay. Well, I guess that section was. But then all of it. What happened was the pilot came in too hard on the right, whether it was a wind gust or whatever. I don't know the cause. He came in too hard, landed too hard on the right side of the plane. That right wheel collapsed and shot itself up into the wing and exploded the gas tank. And that's where the explosion came from. He landed too hard on the right side of the plane, sheared the wing, flipped it, boom. That's the ball game.
I'd be more apt to believe it was depth perception. Everything was white. The ground is white. Everything's white.
They have signals. There are buzzers.
But still, you look at it, everything looks white. So maybe he just misjudged where the ground was.
No, I believe me.
See, it looks white. Everything looks white.
They have, I believe, I did a simulator of a 747. There are buzzers and things, and there's graphs. I mean, they know by the inch when the plane's coming down, believe me. He came, and now again, it may have been a wind gust that at the last second. Yeah. Whatever the cause was, I don't know. But he came down too hard on the right. The wheel went boom, exploded into the wing, and blew it up, and there you go. And apparently the whole thing blew up later. They all got out, which is... And by the way, again, we'll talk about the story. They're hanging upside down. All of a sudden, they started sliding, and then whoops-a-daisy, and they're upside down in their seats by the seat belt, which, by the way, can't be very comfortable.
Mm-mm.
I mean, think about being hanging upside down by the seatbelt across your lap. And other than that, your head is below. I mean, oh, my God. And they just walked out of the damn thing and said, oh, look at the upside-down plane. Good Lord. I got astounded. Okay, we will talk about it. All right, 309-309, 404-741-1230. Also, we have Girl Scout cookies in the house. I swear, I feel so bad now because Miss Tiffany, our former work wife, was collecting Girl Scout cookies for her daughter. And I swear I did.
I did. Me and Flounder were the first ones to buy some from her.
I know I did.
Where were you?
I thought I did. I feel very terribly bad.
We're going to have a taste test. They changed their lemon ones, the Savannah type
I don't know
ones.
What those are. Yeah.
These are lemon ups. They're brand new, so we're going to taste test them. It says right here, be a leader and things like great little slogans on here for the girls to learn.
Aha.
Be a leader, team players,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So we're going to taste that later.
Yeah. A girl needs a boy like a fish needs a bicycle. Stuff like that,
What are you, Bono?
Oh, sorry. No, I was just reading. Boys lie, things like that.
Hell yeah.
That's because we want to kiss you on the mouth. I mean, of course we do. Stupid idiots. Oh, sorry.
These smell good.
Giving my camera romantic dating tips again.
Yeah, please. Please pass on all
You're
your
a girl. We want to be with you. Shut up.
knowledge. Knowledge has led you
what's
to
a
the
freaking secret? I mean, come on.
heights that you live now.
How many girlfriends, getting picked up? He just wanted to be a friend. No, he didn't want to be a friend, you freaking idiot. He wants to be with you sexually. I mean, come on, you stupid God. Oh, God.
Now, sometimes you can be just a friend.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Now, I do a stand-up thing on Friday doing this exact topic.
That's unbelievable.
Like, we've already been through this.
It's a hard lesson. I've learned this.
Yeah.
A hard lesson. Never swim in the friend pool.
What? No, that would be bad.
That's not good.
No, it
doesn't end well.
Never going to be a. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think.
Never works out.
I didn't swim. I tapped my foot in the water.
Put your toe in?
Pool, yeah. Of a friend.
Just your toe?
Just making out.
Just the tip?
Just making out with a friend who knew I was hammered and I was sad and I was depressed because the girl broke my heart and she let me make out with her.
Winch.
Most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. Girl I'd ever seen, 17 years old. And she let me make out with her.
How old were you?
17.
Okay.
And then she said, this isn't Cindy. I said, I know.
That's how pathetic she had to say that to I'm not Cindy.
I love her to this day. She was so. I mean, she was. She gave. I mean, literally, she was so sweet. Again, I was always the protector, big brother type. I mentioned this before, and she was one of the girls that I kind of would, And she, honest to God, it was to this moment, I think it was one of the sweetest things. I mean, it was nothing really horrible that but it was just one of the sweetest things that's ever happened in my life, and I'll never forget it. And it was 1962, or maybe 1963. It was 1963, and in fact, it was the same time when I was the king, along with the queen of the cotillion at the country club.
Well, we can all relate. David, you were also Prince, king of the cotillion?
Funny enough, my parents never took me to a cotillion growing up. I don't know why.
It was some black tie.
Well, we're heterosexuals. That's why.
Well, that's part of it. That might have something to do with it.
My God! You want to hear the end of the story?
And the rest of the story.
And it was a country club. Again, my dad had 10,000 people working for him in the town. Okay, so he was sort of a big deal. And so I was the king. This girl was the queen. I can't remember her last name. And she was very, very proper and went to Miss Hall's prep school and stuff. And after the end of the cotillion, she said, "Well, we can take a drive down to the lake," which meant that's where you go make out at the country club. If you drive down to the lake, you're going to make out with the girl at the country. No, nobody had sex. Nobody was having sex. There was there was little, maybe the top area of there was no bliss, no. Anyway, so I said, "Oh, good, this will be good." So we drove down to the lake, and I'm getting all excited, and she let me kiss her. And that was it. And then she said, "Oh, I'm so bad." And then maybe drive her back and drive her home. And that was the end of that. That's how exciting it was.
Was this 1862?
I'm telling you, swear to God.
My God.
And then she pretended to slap herself. Oh, I'm so bad. Oh, I'm so bad. And I was 1963. Compare that with a girl says, "Well, you don't know Cindy." So I know.
I'm glad I grew up in the 70s. I came of age in the 70s.
Yeah, well, I didn't. 313.
Free love.
Kimmer Pete and David for Flounder, 404-741-1230. Well, let's see what we're on. We'll talk news. We got all the stuff. We got the news. It's going to be a break.
Cookies.
I got cookies. And all right, look out. Here we go. Stand by. 313. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Hamas needs to be destroyed, wiped off the map. And Donald Trump may just be the president that would support that. Israel has every right to seek the utter destruction of Hamas.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long time. You're buying trust. For a limited time, celebrate all the 2025 models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through March 31st. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2025 Subaru Outback or lean on the reliability of the 2025 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, and the 2025 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Subaru of Gwinnett has been your hometown dealership for years, and we're proud to be here to help your family find a Subaru to love for years to come. And our award-winning service department is here to ensure you've always got someone to lean on and trust when you need us. Stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and meet our incredible staff, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Who doesn't want a great smile? The world seems brighter because it is. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? You know, that's only one reason to see my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler at Atlantis Smiles. The other reason, of course, is to take care of your teeth, or they're going to make your life miserable. We all know that. But when's the last time you were smiling before you walked in the door like me? Because I know Dr. Dina and her staff are the happiest Kimmer babes you ever saw. We're going to fix me up, and I always take the gas. They tell me my best stories come out that way. And you can actually get a doggy right there, napping in my lap, a little doggy. I said, go ahead, work away. Dr. Dina's a Navy vet, ranked a master dentist, which only 1% can say. She's been doing veneers since before anybody even knew what that was. My first visit was 30 years ago. Cosmetic dentistry, cleaning, bridges, crowns, especially keeping your teeth and gums healthy to last as long as you do. Veterans automatic 10% discount. Just tell them when you call. Atlanta Smiles, 404-262-7733. It's atlantasmiles.com. Your new smile's waiting for you. atlantasmiles.com. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Ask for the doggy. atlantasmiles.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future? Protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease. Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademark Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you are absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Yeah, look out. Here we go. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. And sad news, the whole Whitney Houston thing. It's just such a waste and a shame, and it's just wrong. Anyway, Kimmer Pete and David for Flounder. You can turn up a little bit. 319. Here we go. Whitney Houston, to this day in 2012, there was an invitation-only memorial at the New Hope Baptist Church in Newark, New Jersey. 2012 this day, among those who performed at the funeral, Stevie Wonder, Alicia Keys, and R. Kelly. Kevin Costner read a moving and personal eulogy to Whitney Houston, buried today in 2012 in Newark, New Jersey. Here we go. A little song there, David. There we go. A little trumpet. There we go. Damn, I see. This is when she's dancing around those little colored socks. She did a video of her dancing around those little
Another
colored,
foot mention.
I didn't say it was leggings. It was, I don't know. I'm not supposed to be responsible for things I see. My eyes are open. What? Now I got to suddenly, justify my eyes? My God, man.
No, you never mentioned feet. That's why it's so surprising.
320. Our birthday list includes Sarah Sutherland. Now, you don't know the name, and neither did I until I looked it up and I remember. Oh, yeah. Sarah Sutherland's 37. She played the daughter on the TV series Veep with Julia Dreyfus, which is one of the greatest TV series of all time. I'm sure it's as good as Seinfeld. It's as good as Larry David. It's as good. I'm sure. To me,
I can't watch her. She drives me crazy.
Oh, well,
she just drives me crazy.
Anyway, this little girl played the daughter who was her character. She's 37, Sarah Sutherland. She was such a great character to show that the vice president was as bad a mother as she was a vice president. It was pretty disgusting. Anyway, the way she dealt with her daughter. All right, anyway. On this day in history, Pete, you will appreciate this, and I know you probably saw it. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. On this day, 1885, Mark Twain publishes his famous and famously controversial novel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn in the U.S. The name Samuel Clemens first introduced Huck Finn as the best friend of Tom Sawyer in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer in 1876. Twain saw Huck's story as a kind of sequel to his earlier book, the new novel, far more serious, on the institution of slavery in the antebellum South. It's a journey of Huck and his friend Jim, a runaway enslaved person, it says here, down the Mississippi on a raft. The runaway, he's about to be sold, separated from wife and children. Huck goes with him to help him get to Ohio and freedom. He narrates the story in his distinctive voice, offering colorful descriptions of the people and places they encounter along the way. The most striking part of the book is its satirical look at racism, religion, and other social attitudes of the time. This is the History Channel writing this. While Jim is strong, brave, generous, and wise, many of the white characters are portrayed as violent, stupid, or simply selfish, and the naive Huck ends up questioning the hypocritical, unjust nature of society in general. And now on Pop Culture website, it says a direct sequel to The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, called The Great American Novel, describing people and locations, offering a satire of the attitudes of the day. It's been controversial. The book banned by schools, filled with coarse language, often wrongly accused of being a racist propaganda due to the use of the N-word. Two different versions of the history look at the Huck.
He based Jim on an African-American he met in Elmira, New York, where his wife was from, where he's buried now, Mark Twain, and he based him on that. But here's my question. Yeah. They were going to Ohio from Missouri.
Right.
Were they poling all the way up the Mississippi and Ohio rivers? Because the rivers flow in the opposite direction.
Well, I don't know what they were doing.
And here's a trivia question, which we missed last week, a trivia question.
Yeah.
What fictional town in Missouri was Huck Finn set in, named after a European city?
Oh, I don't remember.
And we didn't either. St. Petersburg. That's where it was set. I did not know. Don't remember that.
I'll be damned. Anyway, there's a little history thing there for you. Kimmer Pete and David for Flounder still off with his
Gallivanting.
New bride. Yeah, or recovering. Either way. Either way, it ends with an ing.
Get a lot of fluid.
Sure. I'm almost positive it ends with an ing. But seriously.
Pedialyte.
Oh, hey.
Pedialyte.
All right, anyway, here we go. Oh, by the way, coming up, I don't know how we're going to get to this, and maybe we'll do it through the week or something. The most painful ways to die. Dear God, the Daily Mail has come out, the scientists have now come up with a list. 10,000 Americans, not people in the world, 10,000 Americans die every day. Think about that. 10,000 Americans die every day, 3 million a year. In fact, I'll say, we're going to talk about this now, but I'll say this again. I'm amazed. I'm totally freaking amazed with all the people on Earth, in particular, in our city, all the people in our city, people, we can see it right now. How come you never just see somebody drop dead? You would think that when the body stops, the body stops.
It slowly stops most of the time. It wears
but
down.
But you've never seen a guy have a heart attack, grab his clutch and have a heart attack and drop dead. It happens all the time in places. How come it doesn't happen walking down the street or behind the wheel? No, maybe it happens behind the wheel.
Are you complaining?
No, I'm saying it's like you never see a bird die coming out of the sky. You don't see thousands of dead birds. There are millions of them. Every tree in America's got 17 trillion birds in it, and you never see a dead one.
So you say death is a hoax?
It's a lie, and it never happens. No, I'm just saying. Isn't it amazing?
Sounds like you're really looking forward to it.
I mean, seriously, no, you never see somebody just, oh, God, and then he just drops dead.
Maybe because you're the one that's going to be the one who does it, boom, there it is. You're going to be that person for everybody.
You're not going along with this at all, are you? I mean, don't you find it amazing with all the people in the world walking along and all the old people who are walking along that they don't just drop dead?
Drop dead. I have watched 2 people die, but it was a fading thing. It wasn't. Because they were begging for me to throw the rope, but
Well, very funny. Oh God! See, I can't even. It's unbelievable.
Well, you're trying to be serious here.
I'm serious.
Have you seen someone?
It's freaking amazing
funny, actually,
to me.
I have seen someone fall from the upper deck of Turner Field and crash to the level below at that Yankee game back in, I think it was it?
But that was he trying to get a ball or?
No, he was trying to jeer Alex Rodriguez as he came up to the plate.
Oh well, then he got what he deserved.
Did he die?
Being a bad fan.
Not at the scene, but he died eventually. And it was my dad, who was a doctor, jumped. We were in the front row.
Oh my God! Seriously?
We were in the front row of whatever section. I think it was 2 something, and behind home plate. And they landed a section over from me. So he jumps down, sprints over there, see if he can do anything. He comes back, he was like, "Yeah, that dude's a goner." He was white as a sheet.
God.
It was pretty brutal.
And the guy was what, yelling at A-Rod?
A-Rod was coming up to pinch hit, and the guy's standing.
Was this in Atlanta?
This was at Turner Field. Turner Field. It was the last season, I think, of Turner Field. So it was 2016 or 17 or whatever. So I'm watching the game. I noticed the netting behind home plate shake violently. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And over there, I see a bunch of people panicking 2 sections over, and they're like, yeah, this dude just fell from the upper deck.
Holy smokes.
I've always wondered why that didn't happen more in stadiums, because sometimes it's just right up about your
every
waist.
Once in a while you hear
and all the drunk people that get real close and go for foul balls.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more.
Well, every once in a while, I think it happened this last year. I think there was, I can't remember. I remember hearing of a specter. But again, that's an incredible story. Anyway, so we got ways of the worst ways to die, the most painful ways to die. There are 10 of them ranked.
Well, that's easy. The top one's got to be burning.
Well, there we go. I think we all saw Game of Thrones, Anyway, Dragon Queen.
I like when she came out naked.
That was very
from the flames.
I mean, my God, please, good Lord. And I mean, the actress, they're going to tell you, going to be totally naked nude. It's going to be total nudity. So. Okay. And again, all of a sudden, I'm popping up now everywhere we turn on. It's that beautiful blonde with the guy with the actor guy Ryan Reynolds' wife. Girl.
Oh, Blake Lively.
Here we go again. All of a sudden, now she was egging people. I don't know what's going on.
Supposedly, Taylor Swift has broken off a 10-year friendship. Yeah. She won't talk to her anymore.
God, I mean, the whole thing it creeps me out. I just feel bad about it.
Build them up, and then you drag them down.
The whole thing. And people, the whole world is now looking at Blake Lively and hearing about the guy nibbling her lips and whether she. And
she's not helping herself because all these stories are, and herself, these interviews, basically that she's, I act all innocent when I take the part, but then I go in and I take over.
I just, geez.
Okay, as someone, who was did film and stuff like that, the last thing you want is some uppity actress coming in and deciding she's going to pick the wardrobe, she's going to pick, what the other actors are doing, she's going to rewrite the script and tell the camera the cinematographer where to put the camera. No.
Yeah, I know. And by the way, we won't do it now. We're I feel like I'm not doing the news like we're supposed to be doing. But Ariana Grande, dear God, there's something wrong with that girl, and someone's got to save her. Yeah. She's going to die. Yeah. That's Karen Carpenter.
She looks like a Holocaust victim.
She looks like she was a step away from the oven.
Yeah.
Again, Google her, Ariana Grande. And by the way, this morning I was watching Fox News TV, and the little snotty one I don't like with the beady eyes, it does the talk show too. He's on the morning shows, and he does 9 o'clock radio talk show. What's his name? Who's the guy's on Fox News in the morning?
I don't know.
Oh, guy, the little snotty one. Anyway, he left Ariana Grande singing in his office on his loudspeaker or something. They made a big deal about it, and they were just joking about Ariana Grande. But then the story, we look at a picture of Ariana Grande today making this. Oh my God, she looks like a cadaver. She looks like a science project.
Who told her she was overweight? Someone's put that idea in her head, and they should be prosecuted.
It's horrible.
Whoever's done that to her, someone needs to talk to her.
Yeah, she's going to die. She's 3:30. Okay, I can repeat David for Flounder. Okay, we got actual news. Okay, don't get.
We talked about death.
It's radio, baby. Well, that's we're all in it, baby. All right, anyway, 404-741-1230. What do you think? Join us. What's going on? Look out, here we go. It's the Kimmer. Look out. The Kimmer Show is live every afternoon from 3 to 6, just like the Kimmer.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
On a lighter note, some people are still romantic, Kimmer, and I have right now. It's a continuing series of love for environmentalists and Valentine's cards you can send to someone who cares about the environment,
about the earth and the air and water and the cleanliness of our planet. Well, that's a very basic answer. For example, what do you think?
Our love is like a bog.
A bog.
It's built up over time, resistant to decay, and deeply interesting to just a small number of people.
Is it a bog where it has like quicksand and you sink into the marsh? Isn't that what a bog is? My God. yeah, how romantic. See, I was right.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
All right, look out. Here we go. 3:31. Kimmer Pete and David for Flounder. And here we go. COVID apparently making another comeback, another sweep of it right now, and the flu is going around. The morning show, Joe, filled in for yesterday for Flounder, is out with a fever. So, things are going around. If you're looking for a health care plan, you're a little nervous about all stuff, and I got some good news for you. It's called Trump Care with the Health Insurance Doctor. Just call him Steven. The Health Insurance Doctor has Trump Care, saving as much as 60% on annual premiums. How's that sound? If you have a chronic illness, it can wipe you out financially, leave you with overwhelming bills. The non-Obamacare, Schmamacare business available. How about year-round stuff, open enrollment things, no IRS penalties? I didn't know they had such a thing. Hard to get subsidies. Don't have to worry about that. Didn't know they had that kind of thing either. And by the way, Stephen, the Health Insurance Doctor with Trump Care, will do all this. He'll look at the charts and the graphs and the tables and all that stuff and see what you want. Do you want? Are you by yourself? Do you have a small business? You want a family plan, whatever you're looking for, Cobra things. How about not paying $50 forked over when you walk into the office of the doctor and stuff, or going to the hospital you want to, stuff like that. Anyway, thousands of very happy customers because he takes care of the plan, gives it to you, and you don't have to pay him. I'm serious, it's free. You don't pay him. Stephen, the Health Insurance Doctor. Check this out. Here's number 678-523-0759. On the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Kevin
McAlpin here, alongside Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan, heard right here on Extra 106.3. And Evan, one of the most common questions financial advisors get is, can I retire now? Obviously, this can apply to folks who want to retire early or those who are 65 or older just wanting to know if they've done enough saving over the years. So when a client calls, when they stop by your office, how can you help them determine if they are able to finally retire?
That is the number one question that we get the first time somebody comes in our office. How do I even know whether I've got enough to get where I need to be? And I think my industry does an awful job of giving you at least the right facts to be able to make that decision. How do I know? Now, the actual creation of an income plan that can take the stresses and the risks and reduce any kind of concerns that you have in retirement, that can get pretty complex. That's why you have a person like me on your team. But the actual knowing whether you have enough to be able to retire is a pretty simple formula that we'd love to share and be able to show clients, hey, you're in a good spot, or no, you're not in a good spot, but if we do these things, we can get back on track and retire ahead of schedule or on your schedule that you want. And that's what we focus on. That's our primary concern when somebody walks in our office.
If you are wondering if you can retire, well, that's why you got to pick up the phone and call Evan and the team at Atlas Retirement today. They're going to give you a complimentary review of your savings and investments. That number is 678-736-7799. 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Don't miss the first MLB All-Star Week event at Truist Park as talent meets tradition in the third annual HBCU Swingman Classic presented by T-Mobile and powered by the MLBPA Youth Development Foundation. Join fans, athletes, and alumni to watch Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. shine a light on 50 of the best young ball players from HBCUs around the country on baseball's biggest stage, July 11th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets today at allstargame.com/swingman.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Exmark. Start your engines and let's get ready for grass cutting season. Now is the time to visit the guys at Howard Brothers and learn how you can upgrade your Exmark mower fleet or get your existing fleet in tip-top shape before the work starts. The Exmark Turf Tracer, Radius, Laser, these are all mowers designed with you, the professional landscaper, in mind. You can be confident that your job will be done to perfection with an Exmark mower in your fleet. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Paid for by Hims & Hers Health. Hims & Hers Weight Loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at 4hers.com apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
With Hers, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss plans, like compounded GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy. Based on pricing through Hers, save up to 91% per month with compounded semaglutide, the same active ingredient as the name brand drug. Get started at 4hers.com/start today. That's 4hers.com/start.
Here we go, the king of pop. All right. Stand by. Kimmer Pete and David for Flounder. One more day. He's back tomorrow. 2009, Michael Jackson's team announced that King of Pop is auctioning off a bunch of stuff, including his American Music Award for Thriller, auctioning his gold and platinum records, a Rolls-Royce limousine, a custom Harley Davidson, and a velvet cape that his children gave him for Father's Day in 1998, auctioning off the kids' gift. Okay, a pair of his rhinestone-trimmed socks from 1981. This is 2009. And a basketball signed by Michael Jordan and his own original artwork. Michael Jackson auction 2009. There we go. Let's see. Our birthday list includes... Oh, my Mr. Phone here. Hold on a minute. Dirty right. Here we go. Our birthday list includes the naughty little Greta Scacchi or Sachi. Greta Sachi. Greta Sachi is 65 years old. She was that naughty little thing in Presumed Innocent.
Yeah, she's been... Yeah, she's
with Harrison Ford. She was a very attractive woman. That was a great movie, by the way. Presumed Innocent, Harrison Ford, Bonnie Bedelia played the wife, and oh man, that was really just a great movie. A good cast too, including that slime bag of the phony Vietnam veteran claimer, that big blonde guy played the DA.
Oh yeah, Brian Dennehy. Good actor,
but a freaking phony. Claimed he was a Vietnam veteran more than once, and if he served his country, God bless him. You don't have to fake it. There's nothing to fake. I'm sorry. I thought
he was acting.
No, it's a thing. I thought about this today. We were talking about the biases. This girl, Margaret Brennan's done it again about thinking that the Nazism or the Holocaust was caused by freedom of speech by the Nazi Party. So things like that. And I remember when I was in, I was caught about it. I'll tell it later. Here we go. Okay. Pete, you'll like this too. We did a literary thing for the last history note, and I have another one here for you today. On this day in 1678, I'll bet you know what I'm going to say. The second most popular book on a Christian bookshelf was published in 1678. Pilgrim's Progress.
Bunyan.
Written by John Bunyan, not the guy with the big blue ox, but he enjoying his stay in prison for preaching without a license. The story, which has never been out of print from 1678, features a man named Christian who searches for truth and relief from the burden of sin strapped to his back. Along the journey, he meets a variety of people with their own issues and unique locations, including the Doubting Castle, the Valley of the Shadow, and Vanity Fair.
It's like Dante's Inferno, something like that.
Yeah, it was, it's apparently the second most. I think it may be the most continuously published book in history, or something like that. And that and the Bible are the two books who have never stopped being in print, or something like that. It was an incredible story. Anyway, 340 can repeat in
Dianetics is not on that list.
Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron
Hubbard. God, what a story that was. Oh God, the cult thing, and I forgot his whole shtick.
Would you like to be clear?
Yeah, was it steps to get to the final thing?
And the machine you had to hold on to.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard. Anyway, 341. Again, we mentioned that business about the Hyundai plant in Rome. Supposedly had been raided by ICE agents, and when the ICE agents showed up just recently in Rome, the Hyundai plant, hundreds, it says here, of workers fled. Undocumented, apparently fleeing the situation from the Hyundai plant, and it raises a bunch of issues. There's a publication called the Georgia Record, and it says, is this why Kemp and Carr and Burns and the General Assembly turn a deaf ear to videos of illegal aliens trafficking through Hartsfield Airport because they want cheap labor in Georgia? So again, this is now a political thing. So again, how much truth there is to that, again, I don't know. But again, it reminds me, just a quick update, that a girl, it's an acquaintance, I'll call her Rhonda, got fired from a job just yesterday. Talked to her. She was having an argument with a woman who I will call Margarita, who is not white or black, but apparently is some Spanish type genetic location thing there. And they worked together at a giant business that I am aware of, which employs a lot of people who are apparently of Spanish heritage. And the Spanish woman, supposedly Spanish type woman, got mad because Rhonda is a Trump supporter, was talking about how we got rid of all the illegal aliens. So the girl I'll call Margarita started recording it on her phone secretly, took the phone message to her boss and told the boss, Margarita said to her boss, I'm being triggered by, I don't like this woman talking about getting rid of illegal aliens. And she played him the message she had secretly recorded on the phone, and the guy fired Rhonda. So, obviously Rhonda needs to get a lawyer, whether that's legal with a secret message. Yeah. If one party in Georgia, we have a one-party consent for normal phone calls. If you want to record someone calling your phone, you can, if you're okay with it. Obviously, you would be. But again, for secret reportings on private property or public, it depends. I mean, there's a whole thing there. But also, my advice to her was, and other people have advised her too, if you get a lawyer to just call the company and say, by the way, we're going to send them ICE agents up there, because it sounds to me like you're trying to protect potential illegal residents. So we need to be deposing, and we need copies of your employment records. And I'll bet you that would, maybe spur some kind of action to see whether this was fair or not. Because she got fired because she's a Trump supporter, and the other girl was triggered by her talking about getting rid of illegal aliens. Which is in the news. I mean, it's not like she made it up to, do taunt her. It's going on in the news.
If I were her, I'd get a little lawyer there, because that's a wrongful termination lawsuit waiting to happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The problem is she's got to hire somebody who's willing to do it, because, this girl didn't have any money. I mean, she's not rolling in cash. This was a job that she needed.
We have a one-party consent law. Makes it a crime to secretly record a phone call or in-person conversation originating in any private place unless one party to the conversation consents,
which would be the person recording. The problem is it also goes on. Yeah, but it also goes on to say that in a public place, it is illegal. It's one of the first steps. It's saying it is illegal in a public place without intention. Read the next line.
Therefore, you may record a conversation or phone call if you are at a party or a party to the conversation, or you get permission from one party to the conversation in advance.
Well, so
it's kind of nebulous here.
Yeah.
But.
Well, the other thing was, in fact, I Googled it this morning, and the second line of it was Georgia law recording.
Oh, okay. Here's that. Law makes it a crime to use a device to observe, photograph, or record the activities of another which occur in any private place and out of the public view unless the person making the recording gets the consent of all persons involved.
Right. The problem was whether this recording was done at the business place, but in a location not where people were listening. You see what I mean? We don't know what the deal is. But either way, the woman got fired because the other girl was triggered by talking about Donald Trump.
Got screwed.
And this is a place that hires a lot of people who are of Mexican heritage running around all over the place. So I guarantee you, if some lawyer says, hey, I'm going to get my ICE agents up there to see what's going on with you people after firing. Oh, and by the way, the girl I'll call Margarita said to the girl Rhonda, well, you're just stuck in a white girl's bubble. So this is the whole, here we go. This is what's going on in America right now. It's just freaking civil war.
We don't take it anymore.
It's workers against workers at same place. This is over, baby.
Yeah. You're an American or you're not.
So this girl needs a lawyer. If you're a lawyer and want to take a case like this, sounds to me like, man, when you threaten ICE agents up there, somebody's going to say, how much do you want? Anyway.
If you're here legally, if you come across from Mexico and you're here legally to work, that's fine.
Yeah, but if you're not, you asked for it. Everything's changing. It's over. Anyway, all right, 3:45 already. Holy cow. Can I repeat? David for Flounder and,
we're not gonna take it
anymore. Look out. Here we go. We got so much more. Look out. Yeah.
Take my hand. Don't be afraid. I'm going to prove every word I say.
The Kimmer Show is only live on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home. By the way, the only music I want to hear when you think about the Air Force is Ride to the Valkyries played on loudspeakers attached to attack helicopters.
Dun, 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 dun. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. By the way, that is a very distinctive odor.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. Now that President Trump has unburdened us from what could have been, our country's finally headed in the right directions. But the Democrats are screaming and yelling and losing their minds. And unfortunately, the bad guys are still here and they want your stuff. Thank you, Joe Biden. And customers are still reporting break-ins and thefts of their hard-earned valuables. Don't wait till it's too late. Get a quality safe from the Safe House. We carry the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. And remember, gun safes are sales tax-free at Atlanta Safe House. So give us a call or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. The civilian world can be confusing, and veterans do not need to journey through it alone. When you reach out to the Warrior Alliance, we will guide you to the best-in-class resources that can lead you toward renewed purpose after serving our nation. Find out why thousands of warriors have found success after service after engaging with the Warrior Alliance. For assistance, go to thewarrioralliance.org or call 404-210-1776.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com. Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Yellow Jacket fans, don't miss your chance to lock in your seat for the 2025 football season today. Next year's home slate is highlighted by the renewal of our rivalry with Clemson, as well as ACC matchup versus Pitt, Syracuse, and Virginia Tech. Into the end zone! Touchdown! Haynes King! All hail the King! Support head coach Brent Key and the Jackets on game day by visiting RamblingWreck.com/tickets to get your season tickets today. Sting 'em.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank you for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 28th Annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 because with carrier rebates, the best in the business, working with the best in the business at Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air Conditioning the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947. And it's still that way today. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 28th Annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier expert.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Well, this wasn't as good as a Marvelettes version, but it's a nice little song. You look and see, oh yeah, the old Mr. Postman. Oh God. I was 16 years old, baby, and I was on Cape Cod, and I would call the radio station and wherever and have them dedicate a song to the girls back in Pittsfield, and they heard it. Oh, my God. Please, Mr. Postman by the Marvelettes.
At the cotillion?
Yeah, baby. Oh, my God. I wonder if I'm dying. You know, it's funny. I'm having the greatest little memory flashbacks all of a sudden of just fun things in my life that make me happy. I mean, I mentioned the cotillion. I mean, it's funny that all of a sudden, things like, music does it. I think we all probably do that. But for some reason, more and more... Well, I guess because
you're becoming wistful.
I'm becoming very wistful. I am. Well, it's either that or, murder. So revenge and, killing, stuff like that. Anyway, the Carpenters, 2008. The Carpenters fans were very upset because there were plans to knock down the former family home of the Carpenters in Downey, Los Angeles. The current owners of the house, this 2008 now, were all upset because fans kept going to their home and looking in the windows and leaving floral tributes to Karen Carpenter. The 5-bedroom house was immortalized when it was featured on the cover of the Carpenters' 1973 hit album Now and Then. And in 2008, the family living there said, "We can't take it anymore. We're going to tear it down." And the family of neighbors went nuts. Leave it. That's where she lived. And again, she died of, I tell you, Ariana Grande's dying. That girl is dying. If you Google a picture of Ariana Grande and you tell me whether you think there's anything right about what you see.
And Wicked, she looks skinny, and the camera does add 10 pounds.
And again, I hadn't seen her since a little picture I have in my phone of her in a little teeny flimsy whatever. And then all of a sudden we saw the ad for Wicked, and you and I both said, "Oh my God, that's Ariana Grande."
She was at BAFTA, the British Oscars.
Oh, wait till you see the picture from today, right now, that they just. Horrible. Oh my God! All right, to the phones, Megan Priority, 353. It's Leela. Hi, Leela. You're on the radio. Thanks for calling. What's going on? What do you think?
Hey, Kimmer. When you mentioned Pilgrim's Progress, that took me back to when I was in the 6th grade, and I was home trying to find something to read, and my mother gave me that to read.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Wow.
And I actually read it and understood it. Needless to say, I was the only one in my class that ever read it.
I'll be darned. Wow.
But yeah, so you now know someone that actually read Pilgrim's Progress. But I was amazed when you said that is still in publication.
I think it's the longest run. I read 2 different things on it this morning, and I think it's the longest publication still in current publication from day one, 1670 something. Wow.
Yes, but she gave it to me to read, and I'm not sure if that's what that says about her and our relationship. But yes, I did actually read it.
Well, so you were a pretty bright kid then, obviously. You were a pretty smart young little girl in 6th grade, Leela. Wow. Well, and now did you turn out to be a reader or a historian or
I am very much a reader.
Yeah.
I love to read.
Yeah. Well, good. Me
as
too.
long as the print's big enough, because I'm legally blind, so I have to have big print.
Oh,
but
good.
Yes.
Well, at least you can still see it.
So
or books too, books on tape or whatever. I thought about trying to do that.
Tape do count as being read. Yes.
Yeah. I guess, do they still do that? Are modern books still on tape?
Oh, yes.
Oh, absolutely. Audible is wonderful.
On your phone.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Lila, thank you, sweetie. That's a great story. Thanks. Have a great day. Good to talk.
Kendall.
Thanks, sweetie. Thanks, sweetie. 355. Yeah.
Kendall on your phone?
That's right. I guess that's right.
You know what the weirdest thing, I was doing dishes one night, and I said to Alexa, Alexa, read my book. And she started reading
it?
One of my books to me.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know that was available.
So she knew
They'll read just about any book to you.
Holy cow. They say that when somebody talked to me about this 20 years ago, or 30 or 40 years ago, long ago, and said because people with deep voices are usable because you can speed it up and it doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse kind of deal. I don't know if they do that or not, if you can speed up.
So I can't listen to something. I'm a visual learner. Which is why I went to radio, obviously. I mean,
yes,
if you tell me something, it's one ear, not the other. But if I read it, if I see it.
And I like holding it in my hand. I don't like
Excuse me?
Hello, 356. That's what she said.
A little too much information.
Thank you. Well, I just came back from a wedding. The hot babes all over me,
What's the next holiday?
Thanks. Mother's Day, Thanksgiving.
Come on, what's coming up next month?
Memorial Day.
March. What's coming up in March?
Oh, Mardi Gras.
Well, Mardi Gras, but then
Easter.
St. Patrick's Day.
I'm sorry, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day.
So I walk in the store last night. They got the Easter stuff up, and at first I was complaining.
Easter?
At first I was complaining, and then I saw it, which is very hard to find. Dark chocolate solid bunny, and and I snagged one of those immediately.
Well, I'll be damned. I was starting. Well, here we go.
I know.
Mardi Gras. Oh, my goodness. Mardi Gras, Easter.
It's on the 4th, I believe. March 4th, somewhere.
I think it's early this year. Let's see. Oh, a quick thing. 357. You got a Flounders Funny?
I do. I got some good ones for you.
Let's do that here, and then we'll wait to hear what Jim Acosta. And again, I didn't even want to talk about this, but the reply is going to be pretty interesting. It's worth doing. But first, a little Flounders Funny here with David. What do you got there, sir?
I've got a good one. This one is from one of my favorite comedians. His name is Gabriel Iglesias, known as the Fluffy Guy, and he's checking into a hotel late at night, and all hilarity ensues.
All right, sir.
One time I was trying to check into a hotel in Chicago at 1 o'clock in the morning because I missed my flight. Nobody's at the front desk, just a little bell and a sign that said ring for service. So there I am. Ching! All of a sudden, I heard this. I hit a bell. All of a sudden, this lady came out just. Are you the one ringing that damn bell? What the hell you want? I'm checking in. You know what time it is? It's tomorrow. I know I missed my flight. Whatever you say. What's going on out there? Girl, you gotta see this. I got a big ass Mexican showing up late as hell. Okay. What's your name? My name is Gabriel Iglesias. Iglesias. Yes, Iglesias. Okay, Iglesias. Okay, E-G-L. No. It's Iglesias with an I. With an I? But you said Iglesias. You didn't say Iglesias. You said Iglesias. It's Iglesias with an I. Whatever you say, it's your damn name, okay? Mr. Iglesias with an I. You know, that's bad for you. Oh, this right here? My grandmama lived to be 100 years old. Smoking? Minding her own damn business, okay? Mr. Iglesias with an I. Okay, I found you in the system. I got you for 2 nights, full-size bed, non-smoking. I requested a queen-size bed. And you would have got a queen if you'd have been here yesterday. But it's tomorrow, and you're lucky I'm talking to you. Mr. Iglesias, what I. What's the I stand for? I need a bigger bed. What's going on out there? Girl, you gotta see this. Nacho Libre is tripping.
Nacho Libre. Very well. By the way, I like Davis giving us a little play-by-play as a lead up to the Founders Fund. Yeah. We don't get that with Founder. I mean, I'm just saying.
Don't start that.
I know. I'm just saying he's trying to impress.
Don't be pitting the Bornoffs against each other.
He's trying to impress the management team. I think this is pretty impressive for you.
Oh, they're all in Florida spring training.
Oh my God, that's right. Are we going to? Oh, 4 o'clock. God, that's funny. Yeah, we'll be right there. Yeah, here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
I'm Tom Rigotti, Fox News. Russia and U.S. negotiators in Saudi Arabia agree on a process to settle the war in Ukraine. President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff.
Everybody there to get to the right outcome, solution-based. We discussed it afterwards. We couldn't have imagined a better result after this session. It was very, very solid.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says an end to the Ukraine conflict must be acceptable to all involved. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says both sides are committed to finding solutions.
I have reason to believe that the American side has become more understanding of our position, which we have once again presented in detail and with specific examples on the basis of President Putin's multiple statements.
Rubio says the process will begin by restoring U.S. and Russian diplomatic missions. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz says President Trump's bottom line is the war must end, calling it a meat grinder of people. Investigators have not yet given a cause for Monday's crash landing of a Delta jet at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. Fox's Nate Foy is there.
The fire chief last night suggested that wind and snow did not play a role because he said that the conditions on the runway were good. I had the opportunity to ask him to elaborate on that, and he said that now that it's an active investigation, he simply can't provide any more color on that, at least right now. We did get more updates. The CEO of the airport kept the injury total at 21. 2 people remain in the hospital. Unbelievably, nobody was killed in this really scary, but ultimately could have been a lot worse plane emergency landing here in Toronto.
The president and CEO of the airport also praised the flight crews, saying they heroically led passengers to safety. America is listening to Fox News.
This month and every month, we remember the over 66 million babies whose lives have been senselessly sacrificed on the altar of abortion. Surely, the left doesn't understand the repercussions of a land that takes the blood of the innocent, and that should only motivate us more to save more babies and their moms. Preborn is a network of clinics, and they fight every day to save more babies and more moms. To date, they've rescued over 300,000 babies' lives by introducing a mom to her child on an ultrasound. That baby's chance at life doubles. Preborn showers moms and babies with God's love and assistance for up to 2 years. So when they shout abortion, we shout life. Let's save more babies this year than last. One ultrasound is just $28, and only $140 will help rescue 5 babies. All of the gifts are tax deductible. So donate securely. Dial pound 250. Say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or go to preborn.com/hope. Preborn.com/hope. Sponsored by Preborn.
There we go. Kimmer Pete and David Flounder. And there's a great story behind this song. Ray Charles and What I Say.
What I Say.
And why he had to say something. Ray Charles, famous for his infectious call and response moans, laid down the tape on this day in 1959 at Atlantic Records in New York City. The phone call that he placed to Atlantic Records.
Mama, don't you treat me wrong.
Da-da-da.
Come and love you, daddy, all night long, all night.
It went something like this. He called Atlantic Records and said, quote, "I'm playing a song out here on the road. I don't know what it is. It's just a song I made up, but the people are going nuts every time we play it. I think we ought to record it." The song Ray Charles was referring to is this, What I Say. The reason he had to record it was out of sheer necessity. Ray Charles had to invent it to fill time. 10 to 12 minutes before the end of a contractually required 4-hour performance at a dance in Pittsburgh one night. Required 4 hours. Ray Charles and the band ran completely out of things to play. They had nothing. So Ray says, I just began noodling, a little thing riff here that floated in my head. One thing led to another. I found myself singing and wanting the girls to repeat after me so I could feel the whole room bouncing and shaking and carrying on something fierce. Again, the man's blind. So he kept saying, what I say, to get them to reply to it. It so captivated the audience at the Pittsburgh dance that night. The rest of humanity ever since then, maybe Charles always thought it was the sound of his Wurlitzer electric piano. At the time, very unfamiliar. Again, this was 1959. And he said, let's see, at the time, others would say it was the call and response at the bridge, all uhs and oohs and other sounds not usually found on like this. What I say, baby. Oh, yeah, here we go. Whatever it was, it worked. And it became Ray Charles' closing number from that night on in Pittsburgh in 1959 until the last show he ever did. Last word. He said, you start them off, you get them tapping their feet. Next thing you know, they got their hands going. Then they got their mouth open. They're yelling, they're singing, they're screaming. It's a great feeling when you got your audience involved with you, baby. Hey, what I say. Ray Charles, what a story. Anyway, thank you, David. I hadn't been doing it at the last second. Our birthday list, Vanna White, 68 years old today. Made $10 million a year on Wheel of Fortune. Is that still on? It says here makes. I guess
Ryan
she's still
Seacrest is doing it,
That's right, too. Vanna White, 68, makes $10 million a year, Wheel of Fortune.
Perimeter Mall's Orange Julius own.
She's not even turning the letters anymore.
What is she doing?
Well, she pointed. They pointed. She just walked. It's there. She doesn't usually have to do anything. But again, God bless her. I remember the first interview I saw her do. She said, I'm a letter turner. It's no big deal. I mean, I'm not, there's nothing to be funny about. It's my job. I'm a letter turner. Have a great time. What a great job. Boom. Just nice, down to earth. Seemed like a very pleasant girl. I think, she and Pat Sajak were friends for years and years. And I think their husbands and wives are thing. I don't know. I mean,
imagine telling somebody in the 1700s that was working a mud farm that there would be a woman one day who
$10 million a year
to dress in the gown.
Yeah. Walk around.
Point at letters.
Yeah. And I knew Pat Sajak in Vietnam. He was a Morning Dawn buster on American Forces Vietnam radio. Good morning, Vietnam. That was the guy. like Robin Williams. Anyway, 407. Pete Davis and David in for Flounder. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Okay. All right. We got a million things, including Jim Acosta. I saw this morning, and I was thinking about having it printed up and talk about the story. And then I said, why should I give Jim Acosta any publicity? Really? But the fact of the matter is, when Pete and I get together and we're talking about it, and of course you saw the same thing, and I'm thinking, you know what? This really is important because it shows these people are freaking children. Pete Davis, tell the little people what Jim Acosta has now come up. Okay, Jim Acosta, if you remember, back in Donald Trump's first administration, Jim Acosta was the screaming guy from CNN who, yelled and screamed, and he grabbed the mic from the girl who working for Trump. I mean, he was just a nightmare
Egotistical
for every freaking day.
Idiot.
Thought he was the best thing that's ever happened and took over everything. That's Jim Acosta. Then he disappeared basically under Biden. He wasn't a thing anymore. And now he's back, trying to come back.
Yeah.
For public. This is why I didn't want to talk about him, because I don't want to give him any encouragement, and I don't want to mention his name if I don't have to. But it's worth it, given what you're about to hear after what Jim Acosta wants. Here, what's up?
An attempt to be relevant, which he never has been. Jim Acosta is calling for news organizations to band together and possibly boycott the Trump administration.
Yeah, so no more covering Donald Trump.
Go for it. Like we're going to miss you?
How many people in the American media are going to go with Jim Acosta and say, I'm not going to cover that Donald Trump administration?
It's funny. Matt Taibbi, he used to be a left wing, and he's still a liberal for Rolling Stone, wrote all kinds of stuff for years. But he basically
is a journalist.
He hates people going against free speech. Yeah. And he's been going, when the Twitter files came out, he's the one that dug into him and all this other stuff. So everybody's coming to him saying, what about he's not letting AP in the White House anymore? And he's not letting him this, that, and everything. He said, wait a second. I was basically threatened with prison time by House Democrats for what I was exposing.
Right.
And they took away my credential 100 times.
He was one of the whistleblowers who testified before Congress about what's going on.
Why should I care if someone who never defended me is suddenly going to lose their credential? Screw them. But here's what James Woods had to say about Jim Acosta's idea. Yeah, all of you can meet in a tent somewhere, rehearse your DNC talking points, chug soy lattes, give each other a little tug, and go gently into the fog of history.
I mean, and by the way, for the record, just because the president has a staff that decides who gets to fly on Air Force One has nothing to do with lack of freedom of the press. It just, there's still, the news is still getting out there. Just you're not the one who's going to be there in person.
But the MSNBC is acting like he's throwing them in jail like Cuba does or something. No, he's just saying you can't come in, that we're going to let these other Newsmax come in for a while.
They're complaining now that it's Nazi Germany, that Donald Trump actually is Hitler suddenly again, which is actually not right, because he would not be leftist to be Hitler. But again, here they're just saying the words out loud. That once again, it's clamping down on freedom of the press. No, it's not. It's clamping down on who gets to sit in the plane. That's got nothing to do with freedom of the press, you nincompoop.
And the caterwauling coming from CBS News, the Margaret Brennans of the world, who are openly calling for censorship of American citizens.
Margaret Brennan and CBS, well, we caught her yesterday saying that the Nazis' freedom of speech led to the Holocaust, which is, anyway. And then CBS now did stories showing complete support for the raids in Germany of German police going into dawn raids, going into homes and taking their computers and their cell phones from people who posted a meme which the government did not like. The German government sent the police into homes to confiscate their equipment and arrest the people for posting memes which they didn't like. That's Germany today. In fact,
Britain too.
Clay and Buck mentioned a thing, or maybe no, I think it was Glenn Beck, I think, mentioned a question this morning. He said, let me ask you a question. If Germany is now in favor of censorship and actually having police go to raid homes of people who say things on social media they don't like, if that's the modern day Germany, why are we their ally?
Why are we in NATO?
Why are we in NATO? I mean, seriously, now hold on, think for a second. Seriously, why are they our allies, and why are we in NATO?
There's no more Soviets. The Russians can't take over Europe. The Europeans would probably beat them.
They live there.
It's their problem. Yeah. They've caused all the world is the way it is for the last 100 or so years. Hell, for the last 600 years because of Europeans.
Yeah. And by the way, they made a comeback because of America, the Marshall Plan. Right. I mean, name all the things that we've done, or Europe would still be in freaking rubble. It'd be like Afghanistan, a whole freaking bunch of them. You think any of those countries would have survived after World War II, including Germany and Japan? Oh, my God.
Hey, we fed them after World War I when they were
took
starving.
care of everybody over there. We let Russia survive, by the way. We should have gone like Patton wanted to go right to freaking Moscow.
Keep going.
I don't stop now. And freaking Stalingrad my ass. You know.
You had a point.
Oh, anyway. All right, 420.
We had the nuke. We could have done
it. Oh, mercy. Anyway, for example, oh, God, let's do this. We're going to talk about Doge now discovering almost $5 trillion in payments from the U.S. Treasury Department, which are completely mysterious, have no transfer code, so they don't know where they are, where they went, who got them, where the money is, what it was for, or anything. Almost 5 trillion payments with no tracing code. Gone.
Where does that money go?
Gone. You don't think there's an issue? Now, that can't all be for black ops programs to go kill the enemy around the world. Almost $5 trillion?
As one woman says, why are we paying income tax or property tax if they're just stealing the money?
There's enough money for everybody in America to have a car and a home and a nice lawn and kid to go to school with a computer in the class size of 9.
Every pothole fixed. Every city a shining beacon on a hill.
Oh, my God. But
no
of course,
more levees breaking.
Democrats don't want you to find that out, though. They want to keep it going the way it is. Otherwise, how do you explain what they're doing? And where do you hear their new song? Oh, my God. The new protesting song. Coming up, 4:13, Kevin Pete and David for Flounder. Holy smokes. Look out.
Get a big dish of beef chow mein.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Yesterday, I talked about what Peggy Noonan calls ideological maximalism. Whatever Democrats want to do with government, they always want to go too far, all the way. Never give up an inch to the dreaded Republicans. Okay, this example is about a city in Florida. I remember the story vividly. I'm just not certain the name of the city. They had a transit system, buses. Not many, small city. Here comes the ADA, Americans with Disabilities people. Every one of those buses has to be capable of kneeling down so that somebody in a wheelchair can ride on board. This city only had a small number of buses. It would have been prohibitively expensive for them to modify every bus. So they did a survey of the entire city. How many people here with disabilities ever need a public transit ride to the doctor, to the hospital, for grocery shopping, whatever? The number was low. So the city said, here's what we'll do. We're going to get a couple of handicapped vans and hire drivers. They will be available on demand to anybody that wants to use them, free of charge. Our surveys show that that'll handle the whole situation. The government said, nope, not satisfactory. Every single bus must be wheelchair accessible. The city said, that's too expensive. The government, owned and operated by Democrats, said, nope, every single bus. So what did the city do? They shut down their entire transit system. If they don't have buses, they don't have to abide by the rule. So in the limited government version, anybody that wanted a free ride got it. In the Democrat-mandated version, nobody gets a ride. Typical Democrats. Neil Bortz, Extra, 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
If you're looking for a great new gig, our friends at Atlanta Peach Movers are now hiring. No experience? No problem. Training will be provided through Peach University. And if you have verifiable experience, you can score up to a $500 sign-on bonus. Contact Orlando for more information at 404-640-1300. That's 404-640-1300. And get your new career moving with Atlanta Peach Movers.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They're locally owned and operated, and you can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Trump Care PPO health plans. How about $0 deductibles available for immediate enrollment from Health Insurance Doctor? Hey, it's the Kimmer. Guess what? Trade in your old Obamacare plan, HBO thing, for $0 deductible Trump Care PPO right now. Saving premiums up to 60% lower. Saving big while enjoying access to the top-rated insurance carriers. It's perfect. Individuals, families, small businesses. Call my guy Steven, 678-523-0759. Today, visit him on the web, thehealthinsurancedoctor.net.
Are you seeing your dog slow down or having health issues and wonder, how can I make him feel better? That's where we are with Uno, and it just breaks our hearts. But the solution is actually pretty easy. Add Rough Greens to your dog's food for 90 days, and you'll see changes that will really amaze you. Rough Greens wants to invite you to give your dog the Rough Greens 90-day challenge. In the first 30 days, this is what you're going to see: a shinier coat and increased energy. By day 60, your dog's going to have a stronger immune system, less shedding, and improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you might even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. Go to roughgreens.com. Use the promo code BECK. That's RUFFgreens.com, promo code BECK, and you just cover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my
bicycle. 419, Kimmer Pete David for Flounder with Freddie Mercury, 1990. We're about to go to Donald Trump in a second. Freddie Mercury, last public appearance on stage on this day in 1990, when he joined the rest of Queen to collect the Brit Award for Outstanding Contribution to Music. It was at the Dominion Theatre in London, 1990. Freddie Mercury, pretty distinctive. All right, let's go live. Donald Trump down in Palm Beach, Florida, talking with the press. And here we go. What's up?
Judging them. And so the EU is...
Talking about tariffs?
I appreciate that they did this. But
car tariffs?
The EU has been very unfair to us. We have a deficit of $350 billion. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm products. They don't take almost anything. They take very little. And we're going to have to straighten that out. And we will. I have no doubt about it. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Could you tell us a little bit more about the Russia talks, your impression of how they went today, and if you're perhaps more confident or less confident of a deal after what happened today?
Well, much more confident. They were very good. Russia wants to do something. They want to stop the savage barbarianism. I mean, what's going on over there? It's soldiers are being killed by the thousands on a weekly basis. It's ridiculous. And they're not American soldiers. They're Russian soldiers, and they're Ukrainian soldiers largely, although a lot of Koreans have been killed, as you know. Quite a bit of them have been killed. They came over to fight, and a large portion have been wiped out. But we want to end it. It's a senseless war. It should have never happened, would have never happened if I was president, and it's a shame to see it. And I see pictures that you don't see, but I see pictures of fields that look just horrible. It looks like Gettysburg. If you see the old pictures of Gettysburg, it's soldiers lying all over the field, body parts all over the field. They're all dead. And this is going on a daily basis. It's a horrible thing. Both Russia and Ukraine, they're losing thousands and thousands of soldiers, and a lot of people have been killed too. I think that's one of the things that you'll see historically, and you'll see later on as it goes along. I think people are going to be surprised at how many people, not only soldiers, have been killed in Ukraine. A lot more people than you think. Yeah, please.
President Trump, as part of a peace deal with Putin, would you be willing to consider removing all American troops from Europe?
Well, nobody's asked me to do that, so I don't think we'd have to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. But that question's never really come up. Yeah. Please.
Sir, do you support stationing European peacekeeping troops in Ukraine as part of this peace deal?
If they want to do that, that's great. I'm all for it. If they want to do that, I think that'd be fine.
Even if the Russians are...
I mean, I know France has mentioned it. Others have mentioned it. UK has mentioned it. But, if we have a peace deal, I think having troops over there from the standpoint of Europe, we won't have to put any over there because, we're very far away. But having troops over there would be fine. I would not object to it at all. We're talking about this now, peace. We have either a ceasefire or a peace itself, and we're looking to do both. We'd start off with the ceasefire, and if they want to do that. I know France was willing to do that, and I thought that was a beautiful gesture. Yeah, please.
Do you have any message for Ukrainians who, after 3 years of fighting, might feel betrayed or disappointed at not having a seat at these initial talks in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I think I'm really disappointed in what's happened. I've been watching this for 3 years. It's a war that would have never happened if I was president, and I've been watching these people being killed at levels that you've rarely seen, not even close, since the Second World War. And I'm very disappointed. I hear that, they're upset about not having a seat. Well, they've had a seat for 3 years and a long time before that. This could have been settled very easily. Just a half-baked negotiator could have settled this years ago without the loss of much land, very little land, without the loss of any lives, and without the loss of cities that are just laying on their sides. You have those magnificent golden domes that are shattered, will never be replaced. You can't replace them. 1,000-year-old domes that are so beautiful, you can't replace that. A whole civilization has changed because of what. So when they're worried about not being seated, you mean somebody that should have gone in and made a deal a long time ago. You could have made a deal. This is one that could have made a deal. There was no talk of this during the Trump administration. Putin would have never, ever done it. And by the way, we wouldn't have had October 7th. You know that. We wouldn't have had October 7th either in Israel. And we wouldn't have had that mess that's going on over there. It's like we have great fire people here. We're putting out fires. All over the world, we're putting out fires. So that wouldn't have happened. And you know what else wouldn't have happened? Inflation. Because it was caused really by the cost of energy going through the roof because of their bad energy policies and also their spending, their terrible spending, wasteful spending on the Green New Scam. It's a scam. It's a whole big scam. Yeah, please.
I love these afternoon sessions. He just starts talking.
What would it take for you to reconsider the restrictions on the Associated Press? And secondly, some of your advisors are concerned with the Associated Press's style guide, using language and giving guidance to not use words like illegal immigrant or to use phrases like gender-affirming care. And they're concerned about that being an encroaching amount of liberalism in the way in which the press writes about things. Do you share those concerns?
Well, I do think that some of the phrases that they want to use are ridiculous, and I think, frankly, they've become obsolete, especially in the last 3 weeks, because many things have happened in the last 3 weeks, and I didn't know about that, but I would say that if they want to use certain phrases like that, and I guess some are okay, but many aren't, but the Associated Press just refuses to go with what the law is and what is taking place. It's called the Gulf of America now. It's not called the Gulf of Mexico any longer. I have the right to do it, just like we have the right to do Mount McKinley, and nobody's even challenging that. But only the essentially, it's primarily the Associated Press, and I don't know what they're doing, but I just say that we're going to keep them out until such time as they agree that it's the Gulf of America. We're very proud of this country, and we want it to be the Gulf of America. Now, the Associated Press, as you know, has been very, very wrong on the election, on Trump and the treatment of Trump and other things having to do with Trump and Republicans and conservatives. And they're doing us no favors, and I guess I'm not doing them any favors. That's the way life works. But thank you for the question. Who are you with? Axios. Very good question.
Nexus? Is that what he said?
Thank you. Yes.
Axios.
Axios. Oh.
We're hearing that Russia wants to force Ukraine to hold new elections in order to sign any kind of a peace deal. Is that something that the U.S. would ever support?
Well, we have a situation where we haven't had elections in Ukraine, where we have martial law, essentially martial law in Ukraine.
He was a TV host.
Where the leader in Ukraine, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's down at 4% approval rating, and where a country has been blown to smithereens. You got most of the cities are laying on their sides. The buildings are collapsed. It looks like a massive demolition site. The whole, I mean, so many of the cities. I mean, they haven't done it in Kiev because I guess they don't want to shoot too many rockets in there. They've done it 20%, but they haven't done it 100%. If they wanted to do it 100%, it would probably happen very quickly. But you have cities that are absolutely decimated. And yeah, I would say that, you know, when they want a seat at the table, you could say the people have to, wouldn't the people of Ukraine have to say, like, you know, it's been a long time since we've had an election. That's not a Russia thing. That's something coming from me and coming from many other countries also. You know, Ukraine is being just wiped out. Look at what's happening to the cities.
We can't. I've never seen it.
Not even
Show
a
the video.
standing. It's a massive. It's, you talk about Gaza. I mean, it's literally, these cities look like Gaza. Actually, many have percentage-wise more buildings knocked down than in Gaza. So, you know, people are tired of it. People want to see something happen. And, you know, the other thing that it's been bothering me for a long time, because I solved the problem with NATO. They paid hundreds of billions of dollars into the funds of NATO when I said you got to pay, because the United States was paying for European countries, and then they take advantage of us on trade. But I've seen it. Look, they have to pay. They have to find out, where's the money going to? We have, I believe President Zelensky said last week that he doesn't know where half of the money is that we gave him. Well, we gave them, I believe, $350 billion, but let's say it's something less than that, but it's a lot. And we have to equalize with Europe, because Europe has given us given a very much smaller percentage than that. I think Europe has given $100 billion, and we've given, let's say, 300 plus. And it's more important.
Do we have to take a break here, David?
We have an ocean.
Hard break here. All right. Well, it's 4:30.
But
Donald Trump. He'll probably don't go away, because we'll come back and he'll probably still be talking. Kimmer, Pete, and David on 106.3. Look out. Here we go. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
BIPOC, B-I-P-O-C, Black, Indigenous, or Person of Color, DNC members, Democrat National Committee, have a reform package that they're trying to make part of their rules. They are considering a pledge to appoint more than one transgender person to an at-large seat in the DNC. And furthermore, that pick has to reflect the diversity in the trans community. So not only does this person or persons have to be trans, they also have to be black or indigenous or some color other than white.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
All right, I got it. We'll get back to Donald Trump here in just a second. But first, I want to brag about my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, making me smile. But just the thought of going back to the dentist. I'm serious. I'm not making that up. Because it's a happy experience. I mean, seriously, taking care of my teeth and gums, things like that. And, she does cosmetic dentistry. Did it before anybody even knew what veneers were, about 30 years ago when I first went to her. And I got cleaning. I just got cleaning the other day with Haley. And one of the Kimmer babes at the office. Now, there's a guy there, too, a doctor guy there, too. But it's all Kimmer babes. These women are like the most nurturing, wonderful, sweet, nursing-type people you've ever met in your life. They're happy. They're professional. They love what they do. They're God-fearing Americans. And they just make it feel terrific and take care of business, that's for sure, whatever it is you're getting done. In fact, I had a little thing done here. I got a thing down here. And she had made up a replacement little section down here using AI. I mean, it's amazing, the modern technology, and I've really taken care of business. And, of course, I always get the gas. And there's a little doggy. She has a little doggy, and if you're lucky, if you ask for that little doggy, she'll come and take a little nap while you're getting your teeth fixed and done at the dentist's office. A little doggy in your lap taking a nap to make you feel better, and it really works. Veterans get 10% off the top here. Just tell them when you call this number, 404-262-7733. She has your new smile waiting for you, atlantasmiles.com.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on this station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long time. You're buying trust. For a limited time, celebrate all the 2025 models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through March 31st. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2025 Subaru Outback or lean on the reliability of the 2025 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, and the 2025 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Subaru of Gwinnett has been your hometown dealership for years, and we're proud to be here to help your family find a Subaru to love for years to come. And our award-winning service department is here to ensure you've always got someone to lean on and trust when you need us. Stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and meet our incredible staff, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Paid for by Hims & Hers Health. Hims & Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at 4hers.com apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
With Hers, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss plans, like compounded GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy. Based on pricing through Hers, save up to 91% per month with compounded semaglutide, the same active ingredient as the name brand drug. Get started at 4hers.com/start today. That's 4hers.com/start.
The Leinster Zepperoni. Never quite understood the whole thing there. Hall of Fame or something, I guess they say. I don't know. A huge band. I mean, it was the 70s. I never connected with 70s music.
You can wax on and on about Karen Carpenter.
I know. Well, it was very few. 1972, their first Australian tour, Led Zeppelin had to reschedule a night because heavy rain in Adelaide left the stage and equipment unsafe. And the reason it was unsafe because Led Zeppelin had brought to Adelaide the largest PA system ever seen to produce the loudest rock show ever heard. so they were asking for it, and they had to reschedule because there was just too much going on. Anyway, Led Zeppelin. Okay. Our birthday list includes the naughty little Molly Ringwald, a little naughty little redhead from Sweet 16 or 16 Candles, and a couple of those Brat Pack movies. The one what was the one where they were in a classroom? Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles, and Molly Ringwald is 57. Now it's 57. It says here she once ran over a homeless person with her car in order to win a bet. I don't know that story.
Can't be true.
I do not know that story.
I think he made that up.
I don't know where our Flounder's off today as our musical historian or musical editor. On this day in history, 1861, the Treaty of Fort Wise. 1861, the Cheyenne and Arapaho Indians give up their claims to most of Colorado, which they were given 10 years earlier. They gave it back. Individual members of the tribes had received 40 acres of land, and the U.S. government agreed to pay the tribes a combined total of $30,000 a year for 15 years, starting in 1861. That was in preparation for establishing the territory of Colorado 10 days later. The starting of the country in the States in 1861.
We lied to them then.
We lied to them.
Yeah.
They took back we gave them the land, then they gave it back, and then we said, oh, by the way, this is Colorado, and you're going to have to go somewhere else. Gee, golly. And frankly, there was a time, and I would love to see it happen, if we had to honor the treaties we broke with the Indians.
Well, it's happening in Oklahoma. They just won a huge lawsuit, and they're going to get a buttload
Tribal
of land.
lands and make up money. Talk about reparations. I mean... But again, hell, the gold in them our hills was in the Dakotas. Custer found gold, and then President Grant said, "Well, we're going to have to go we're going to take back that land with the
butcher."
Indians. Yeah, he said, "Well, we're going to have to." He admitted it and felt bad. He said, "Well, there's too much. There's too much gold. We just can't keep the Indians on that land. We're going to have to take it back." We gave them the land. Now we're going to have to avoid that treaty and go get it, and they did. So, I'll give it back to him. Would that be? And by the way, how many American Indians are famous for their political leadership? Whatever happened to Indians not being any part of American political?
Well, they have their own reservations they can run for things on.
Yeah, again, and Indian reservations are their own country, basically. They're their own thing, which is kind of bizarre in modern day America.
I like the fact that the Braves, they have the Eastern Cherokee Band, and the guy comes out and they interview him a couple times a year during the games and everything, and that guy could run for office. He's very intelligent.
Anyway, but again, I'm just surprised that it hasn't been. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know.
An uprising?
Just curious. 4:39. By the way, Donald Trump is no longer. They cut him off down speaking in.
You mean the father of fertilization?
In Florida. He was talking about, he started off talking about IVF, and now they're calling Donald Trump the father of fertilization. Yes.
He's calling himself
expanding IVF. Donald Trump signed an executive order today expanding access to in vitro fertilization, IVF. Donald Trump, it says here, bizarrely referred to himself as the father of fertilization on the campaign trail, made the order to his home in Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach. Promises made, promises kept, signed the executive order, recommends protecting IVF access, aggressively reduce out-of-pocket health care costs for treatments. We really are the party for IVF. Remember, they tried to declare that he was again. One of the he didn't use IVF, but the guy running for office used a different kind of anti-sterilization thing to get a baby, and so they complained that Donald Trump was against it. And of course, it's a bunch of crap. It was another lie on the campaign trail. They can't help themselves.
He's not big on cutting up baby parts and selling it for profit.
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with IVF. They tried to link everything about. It's just freaking scumbags. Okay, 4:40. Before I run out of time, a couple quick things leading up to the Democrats' new chant, which these freaking people are children. Doge has announced that it has found almost $5 trillion in payments missing a critical tracking code, making the tracing of the transactions impossible. The Treasury account symbol, TAS, links the payment to a budget line item describing the code for standard financial processes, which is normal, almost $5 trillion, and it's blank, and so they don't know what happened to it. Now that code is mandatory. That's the main thing to come out of this. We don't know where the almost $5 trillion went, but from now on, there's going to be a tracking code on it, so we will know where it went. Well, too late for the $5 trillion. Where the hell did that money go? It can't all be for black op killers around the world.
No. That's stolen money. They stole our money. That's both parties.
This has got to be payoffs for regime change or something. But again, there hasn't been that much of change around the world unless they're paying Putin to start trouble with you. Maybe I don't know, where'd the money go for what?
Maybe to their Chinese masters that have something on all of them, like Swalwell.
There's the Biden family. Doge, by the way, is deleting paper checks at Treasury because it would save taxpayers. When you write a check, the Treasury sends out 100 million checks to process 100 million checks every year, and it costs $2.40 to process every single check.
I get direct deposit.
100 million checks at the Treasury. Anyway, so they're trying to change that. Also, the acting head of Social Security just quit after Doge wants to come out and find out what the hell she's been doing behind the scenes. She's, I don't want you to know that, so she quit. And by the way, okay, here you go, David. This is incredible. The Democrats now have a new chant. They think they're, chanting for, we shall overcome in the 60s or something. Here's the Democrats are now, they're having protests and mass meetings outside of people with signs and wearing their mask on their face and stuff. Here's the new Democrat chant for anti-Donald Trump and Doge stuff here, if you will, David, please.
Gonna keep on moving forward.
We got the movement.
Keep on moving forward.
The people are walking.
Keep on moving forward.
We're going to walk.
I'm not getting a beat.
We're walking now.
Never turning back.
You can't. How can we turn in? There's no turning forward.
Never turning back.
We're not gonna go back. What beat are we?
Trump is not a king.
Trump is not a king. There is no king.
Trump is not a king.
Oh, they're fired up now. The Trump is not a king.
Trump is not a king.
Oh, he's not. Trump is not a king.
Never turning back.
Oh, no turning back. Now they go back to turning back.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
Stop the fascists now.
That's another chorus. I wasn't aware. They didn't hand out the song sheet. I really didn't know the third stanza.
Everybody in the back.
Stop the fascists. All right, now the rhyme. Now the first chorus. Row, Michael, row your boat ashore. Michael, row your boat ashore.
Mandate is a lie.
Yeah, somebody's a liar. What is it?
We shall overcome.
Oh my God.
You're killing me.
All right, that's fine. Oh my
I got a little something that I can sing to them if you want.
These people are children.
They are just.
How about this? Why don't you all go get a job? Why don't you all go get a job? Nobody cares about your feelings. Why don't you all go get a job?
Boom, wham.
See?
David, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a song.
Oh my God. I mean, they're little children. I mean, they're taking to the streets with their little chants
Stamping
and
their feet.
little signs. Oh, I'm so mad. Mommy didn't give me a cookie.
Holding their breath.
They're children. What has Donald Trump done other than just now, recently today, finding the almost $5 trillion in missing money? I thought the Democrats were the people saying, oh, gee, we want to cut down on all those tax cheats and all those billionaires not paying their taxes. Well, that's what he's doing. Oh, it also applies to you. It also applies to everybody cheating. So, I mean, yeah, this is unbelievable.
Remember a few years ago when the Democrats were all bitching and moaning that we were trying to be the policemen of the world and that wasn't our job?
Yeah.
And now they want American boys and girls to stand in the middle of a Russian-Ukrainian war?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is a thing. You're hearing. I mean, this is. You're going through a period of history. This will never happen again. Donald Trump, what he's going to do in this second term with his Doge business and AI and everything else. Holy smokes, boys! This country and this world just changed forever. No one's going to, the combination of this double whammy, oh boy. All right, 4:45 already. Kevin Pete and Flounder, Holy Crop at Sports. We got tweets, we got memes, we got Flounder's Funnies, we got it all. Here we go. David's on the board. Look out. Look out, it's a Kimber. We've got your afternoons covered, all right. And the Morning Extra's got your drive-in from 6 to 10 a.m., too.
The CBS polling, and they hated putting this poll out. I'm surprised they did.
These numbers are not good.
Not for us, anyway.
Let's let the country know.
Donald Trump is delivering on the promises he has made. 70% approval.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
compact outside, the all-electric EQB 250 Plus SUV is big on space, style, and smart ideas. With available seating for 7, a digital voice assistant, and MB navigation with electric intelligence, the EQB is born from a forward-thinking family and built for yours. Get an exceptional offer on the all-electric 2024 EQB 250 Plus SUV.
Just $359 per month for 36 months with $48.53 due at signing.
Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through February 28th, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hi, my name is Steve from Marietta, and we hired ATL Turfco to build our dream backyard golf setup. They installed a large 4-hole putting green, a sand bunker, a short game area, and did a full conversion to artificial grass around the pool with decorative retaining walls. ATL Turfco was really creative. They were efficient. The installation was a breeze. Price was completely reasonable, and I definitely appreciated their communication throughout the project. I would definitely recommend ATL Turfco to anybody thinking about doing a backyard makeover. You can check them out online right now at atlturfco.com.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
The Atlanta Braves giveaways for this season are here, and you don't want to miss this lineup. Bobbleheads feature Chris Sale and Marcell Ozuna, presented by Delta, and a throwback bobblehead featuring Chipper Jones from the 2000 All-Star Game, presented by SeatGeek. Fans can also look forward to collectibles like the 1995 World Series replica ring and red home jersey giveaways presented by Coke, and a replica of Truist Park, perfect for your office. Visit Braves.com/promos to purchase your tickets today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Well, here we are, already a month into the new year. I hope you have some travel plans in the works. And as much as I'd like to think otherwise, things don't always go according to plan, at least in my family. That's why, no matter where you're headed, the one thing you don't want to forget to pack is Jace Go. We've all been there, far from home, maybe in an unfamiliar place, maybe, overseas or just up in the mountains in a tent. And suddenly you're dealing with a travel snag about a food poisoning, an ear infection. Somebody has the unexpected hiccup or, they've got a fever. With Jace Go, you don't have to worry about any of it. It's compact, reliable case filled with emergency travel medications designed to keep you prepared. It's all about peace of mind. Whether you're miles from the nearest pharmacy, navigating a new country, or facing a language barrier, Jace Go ensures you're covered. So this year, travel smarter, stay prepared. With Jace Go, you'll have the right medications ready to go the second you need them. Go to jace.com/go. Enter the promo code BECK and make sure you have the right meds the moment you need them. Remember, jace.com/go.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long.
I love this song. This was a huge hit in the 60s. It was on this day. I remember, this is in my memory. I thought I just talked about this. It must have been a year ago already. This was a day in 1966. Brian Wilson with the Beach Boys recorded this song. Good Vibrations became the band's third number one hit in America.
This is Wouldn't It Be Nice.
This is what?
Wouldn't It Be Nice?
Oh.
Who picked this song?
Well, I don't know.
I'll have to take credit for that one.
So it doesn't matter if it's flat. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to play this damn song.
Pete hates this song for a bad reason.
It was the X's and I's song.
Your song. Yeah, I know. Well, sorry. Well, I know. Well,
somehow it makes it on the show.
Well, on this day, he recorded Good Vibrations, their third number one hit. As a child, his mother told him dogs could pick up vibrations from people, and the dog would back it.
Why are you talking about Good Vibrations when that's not even the song?
It was on the day he recorded it because it's a music history, and that's why I'm talking about it, because it was a legit thing. And now, Mr. Snotty Pants,
on purpose.
422. You know how many songs I got on my kill list? No, sorry. To the phones, Rick the Painter. Hey, well, we were hoping we were doing too late that we're going to call you. Rick the Painter, what's up, man? Yeah, what?
Hey, Kimmer, just on a couple of things, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Earlier, you were talking about crazy ways to die or whatever.
Dying, most painful. Yeah.
Yeah, a few years ago, you had a psychic on.
Yeah.
And I called in, and this is one thing I'm saying. I called in, and I asked her.
Yeah.
I was trying to call her out. She kind of got defensive. I said, "Do you remember?" I said, "My uncle told me when I was young that how he was going to die 10 years in advance in the exact day." And she got defensive because, "Well, how would he know that unless he committed suicide?" I said, "The judge told him."
Yeah. Oh, hey, the judge. The day he knew the judge. Wow. Oh, hey.
Hey, one more, Kimmer. One more.
Oh, God, I can't know if he can check. Yeah.
Kimmer, the chanting of the Trump. The Trump is not king.
No.
Trump is.
Yeah.
Do you know what's stronger than kings?
What is stronger than kings? I don't.
Aces.
Aces, king. It's stronger than ace. The king, ace, the king. Oh God, and the royal flush. Oh God. Rick, golly. I really. We can't do two at a time. My cheeks are cracking already.
All right. Studies show. Did you know this? Studies show that cows produce more milk when the farmer talks to them.
I'd heard something about that.
It's in a case of in one ear and out the udder.
And out the udder, ladies and gentlemen, if they can hear and then uttering. Our birthday list includes the formerly magnificent Sybil Shepherd. Not my type. She was that big, tall, 6 foot model.
I had a crush on her.
She was very handsome. To me, she was not particularly. She was a very handsome woman. Obviously, a beautiful
Last
woman.
Picture Show.
Yeah. Her first movie was The Last Picture Show. Is that where she was naked on the diving board? Didn't she go? Wasn't she naked and jumping into the pool off a diving board?
I thought it was Phoebe Cates. Maybe
no, that was a whole different movie. No, I think Sybil Shepherd.
Probably.
I think that was it was her first movie, and I think in The Last Picture Show, I believe, with Matt Dillon maybe or some of those guys. I can't remember.
No, she was well before him.
Yeah. Anyway, it's
and Moonlighting, she was great.
Moonlighting with the guy Bruce Willis. Yeah, and that was Sybil Shepherd, who is 75 years old. Sybil Shepherd is 75.
Well, I can see that. It's the one that you're talking about, the redhead.
Yeah.
That she's 57 or 58 is amazing.
Yeah, that's hard.
Molly Ringwald.
Molly Ringwald, yeah. And on this day in history, the Chicago 7 was on this day. The Chicago 7 were defendants found not guilty of conspiring to incite riots at the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago. In 1970, the Chicago 7 found not guilty of inciting the riots. 5 were convicted of violating the Anti-Riot Act, but they were later reversed in court. So again, they basically, what a time that was. And Walter Cronkite on CBS calling them thugs. Dan Rather getting roughed up by the police. Daily Speed. It was what a time that was. 68, and I was watching from a faraway place, wondering what the hell's going on in America. I mean, honestly, that's one of the things I just doesn't leave you. In 1968, where I was, the Chicago riots, Martin Luther King was assassinated, and Robert Kennedy was assassinated. Although 3 of those things and more happened, and I'm going, what the hell is going on? I mean, the world was upside down.
The Watts riots, Detroit burned.
All that stuff.
D.C. burned.
And we're all going over. And after Martin Luther King got shot, let me tell you, the brothers had a little different attitude about, friends in the train. Oh, my God. Anyway, what a time. Okay, here we go. 404-741-1230. Oh, my God. We got a Flounders Funny. We got to do it right now. We have news stuff. We got so many more news things coming up. But first, a little entertainment. David picked out something special.
I got a good one for you. This is a comedian named K. Trevor Wilson who has discovered a difference between Canadian and American cereals.
Now we're talking.
If you've never had Cap'n Crunch, it's a delicious cereal that hurts your face. Three main ingredients in that cereal are sugar, crack cocaine, and fiberglass. You eat a bowl of that cereal, it will shred the roof of your mouth like you are eating Brillo pad cereal. You are already pouring another bowl because you're addicted and you can't stop. They have 4. Number 1 is also regular Cap'n Crunch. It would be weird if they didn't have that. Number 2 is peanut butter Cap'n Crunch. Yeah. Because in the United States, Cap'n Crunch doesn't give a shit about allergies. No. He's straight up murdering kids at breakfast. Third type of Cap'n Crunch is Cap'n Crunch with crunch berries. What the hell is a crunch berry? Forgive me, I'm not a botanist. I'm not familiar with the plant that gives off the crunchberry fruit. I can tell you it does not grow in a northern climate, as we do not have crunchberries in Canada. They only grow in the States, and not in enough abundance to share with the rest of the world. Which makes the fourth type even more infuriating, because the fourth type is oops, just crunch berries. That's the name of the cereal. Cap'n Crunch, oops, just crunch berries. It's a box of crunch berries. There's no Cap'n Crunch in there. That means that their crunch berry surplus is so vast, they're able to fill entire boxes with the stuff and then pass it off as an accident. We didn't even mean to make this. Now, I don't know when this crunchberry embargo was levied against our nation, but it's bullshit, and it is time for it to stop. I've already started a very angry letter writing campaign to my member of parliament to lift this ban on crunchberries, because I believe it is my right as a Canadian to eat 7 different colors and still just green for some reason.
Fill in the blank.
That is what happens when you eat a box of crunch berries.
Yeah, we've all been
I
there.
have done the research.
Oh, my goodness. That's an old David special there for you. What's that guy's name again?
K. Trevor Wilson.
There you go. It's almost 5 o'clock. Holy crap, it's sports. And Pete Davis, more Flounders funnies. Flounder will be back tomorrow. He's still tied up with activities with the new Mrs. Flounder, Veronica. And Holy crap, it's sports. And we got tweets, and we got so much and news going on. And here we go. Kimmer, Pete, and David for Flounder. Almost 5 o'clock. Look at 106.3 right here at the Battery. Bingo.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Dodges Democrats. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. A federal judge has just denied a request by state attorneys general to temporarily bar Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency team from 6 government departments and OPM. The judge also denying a request by state attorneys general to pause Elon Musk and the Doge team for the mass firing of federal workers. We have word that Ukraine's president will not go to Saudi Arabia this week for talks aimed at ending the war with Russia. Here's Fox's Gernal Scott with more.
Volodymyr Zelensky said he put off his trip to Saudi Arabia until March 10th. United States and Russian representatives are there discussing ways to end the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukraine was not invited to take part. President Zelensky is insisting no negotiation be done behind Ukraine's back. The Russia-Ukraine conflict this month will hit the 3-year mark. Zelensky said Ukraine and Europe should be seated with Russia and the United States to ensure a fair peace agreement. That way, he said, Europe can also have a say in any security guarantees negotiated for Kyiv. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
There are still plenty of unanswered questions regarding the Delta plane that crashed upside down in Toronto yesterday. Fox's Nate Foy is more.
I had the opportunity to ask the Toronto Pearson fire chief to clarify some comments that he made last night that sparked some confusion because he suggested that the elements, the snow and the wind, may not have played such a major role in the plane crash.
I know I provided a little bit of information yesterday for transparency. Today, now we have an active investigation. Therefore, any of those questions would have to be directed toward Transportation Safety Board.
Now that plane will stay on the runway as the Transportation Safety Board of Canada leads the investigation with help from the FAA. The airport CEO also credited the plane's cabin crew who helped lead the evacuation with the plane upside down.
America's listening to Fox News.
This Valentine's season, the Ministry of Preborn invites you to become a heartbeat hero and share the love that goes beyond a box of chocolates, a love that saves lives. Every day, thousands of women are told the lie that abortion is their only option. They can't do it, that there is no hope. But that mother in crisis, when she sees her baby on an ultrasound at a preborn network clinic, it doubles her chances at choosing life. This isn't just an image on a screen. It's about a mom hearing the baby's heartbeat, maybe for the first time, and realizing that's a gift growing inside of her. One preborn supporter said, "Knowing my gift could save a life was the most meaningful act of love I could give." For $28, you can provide an ultrasound and help a mom in crisis choose life. $140 provides 5 ultrasounds. So this Valentine's season, take a stand, be bold, become a heartbeat hero. Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or visit preborn.com/hope. That's preborn.com/hope.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a bike. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and David in for Flounder. Now Mr. and Mrs. Flounder with Veronica, and he'll be back tomorrow. Anyway, good to have you aboard. It's Tuesday. Here's the number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Man, we got so much coming up. Not only Hood Grump Sports, we still going to do a taste test, or you want to do that?
Yeah, I want to do that after sports.
And coming up also, we got so much here, including a huge win for Donald Trump in court just happened. Great news coming up. Yes, sir.
Is Flounder going to take her name?
He might, Mr. I now see that's the thing. I wonder if they talked about it. I wonder whether she'll take his. I will bet. Well,
it's modern days.
I shouldn't even say because that's their own personal thing. I have no idea.
We don't know. Hyphenated.
There's 3 options. Either stay as it is, take his name, or hyphenated.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Isn't that funny? And again, I don't want to add, it's none of my business. No. At some point, we're going to find out because they're going to be, she's going to have to identify herself at some point on a check. And
identify yourself.
Well, who are you? I mean, how cool is that? Yeah. But don't worry, she can always go back to her first husband. Oh, sorry. No, not her. Of course, I was speaking for her.
Yeah.
You talk about your song with your girl. Yeah, I got something in my head every night when I try to go to bed. Anyway, here we go. 505, Kimmer Pete and David for Flounder. 404-741-1230. Again, the judge thing, this just happened. This is a huge win. Mm-hmm. A federal judge today says, no, we're not going to stop Elon Musk and the Doge people from looking at government data, or we're not going to stop them from firing federal employees. This is huge, and this is a girl judge. And if I'm not mistaken, she was appointed by Biden. Again, it was the right thing to do. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking about this. Again, like my daughter Jennifer keeps posting these things about Donald Trump being a Nazi and stuff like that. If I recall, it was only the Democrat Party that tried to have a one-party system and tried to keep their opponent not only in prison, but also kept him off the ballot. And if I'm not mistaken, Pete Davis, was it Oregon where or Washington State where Donald Trump had to get the Supreme Court unanimously to say, no, you can't keep the man off
Colorado.
The ballot. I guess it was Colorado. And he had to go to the Supreme Court, and it was unanimous. Yeah. This judge also was a Biden appointee, and she said, no, you can't stop them. She declined to grant the request to issue a temporary restraining order. There was no irreparable harm shown by Doge. They legitimately called into question what appears to be unchecked authority of an unelected individual not created by Congress. It must be indisputable. This court acts within the bounds of its authority. It cannot issue a TRO. Wide-ranging as plaintiffs' request without clear evidence of imminent irreparable harm to these plaintiffs. And, of course, that's nonsense. Judge appeared sympathetic to the views. She was not convinced the plaintiffs had adequately satisfied the high legal standard of imminent harm. She said these things are troubling, but I have a record and I don't see the facts here growing to that. Other courts across the country, New York, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., fears of privacy breaches, layoffs, and possible retaliation from DOJ as they go on and on. But again, Donald Trump just won a huge thing here. He can continue investigating and he can continue firing people, at least for now. So, again, they're going to try to stop them every freaking day. They're not done by a mile.
If the deep state wins and somehow manages to stop this at some point, they're going to lose generations from our age down that will never trust the government again on anything.
You think there was a cynicism in the 60s between Vietnam and civil rights and the lesbianism and burning your bras and the women? Oh, my God, there were like 5 huge cultural upheavals in the 60s, and that was nothing compared to what this is going to be if this.
But if everybody thinks the government is openly stealing your money and lining their pockets and showing up with guns to confiscate more of your income tax, your property tax, and whatever, knowing full well it's going in their pockets or overseas, things are going to get bad.
Speaking of overseas and things to know, I've been thinking this from the very beginning. In fact, I mentioned it during Donald Trump was talking to people this afternoon. We covered it live as long as they covered it for us. Here's my question. Donald Trump keeps saying, he literally has said, there are millions of people dying in the Russia-Ukraine war. He said there are thousands every day. There are fields with nothing but bodies and body parts. I haven't seen any of that.
Like Gettysburg.
Have you?
You see the videos where the drones are dropping grenades down on the Russians in the trenches and stuff, and he's batting it away. You see stuff like that, but you don't see the bodies.
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen it on. I don't watch NBC and CBS, and I'm sure they're not covering it. I haven't seen any. I've not seen a single bit, unless is it on X or something. I haven't seen a single video of bodies strewn about of a war zone. I have not seen a single video on Fox News in the morning, after, or when I get home at night until I go to bed. I've not seen a single video of thousands of dead bodies. I've seen, rubble. I've not seen any. I don't know. The casualist to me is like it's not happening. And Trump says there are millions.
The liberal media wanted you to see the Vietnam War because they were against it. The liberal media is for this war, so they're acting like nothing's happening.
It's not, I have no opinion about when Donald Trump keeps saying, there are millions are dead. The whole generation's gone. And I'm thinking, really? How come nobody knows that? I haven't seen. Show me that. Really, I think the world will be appalled. I can't. I'm flabbergasted.
Will it? And is it really our problem?
No, but we ought to know. Another good reason why we don't want to go over there. Again, maybe the liberal media should be, pointing it out to say this is what you're in for. You'd think they'd be doing it that way.
Drug into another European war that could escalate for the third time in over a century? Are you kidding me?
I just brought it up that I'm amazed that I haven't seen any of it. I have not seen a single incident of what I would call, a wipeout. He called it Gettysburg. You get dead bodies and parts of bodies everywhere you can see. The fields with nothing but bodies. Not to me. To me, I don't give a damn. I don't have any. There's no stake to me in the. What have they been dicking around for? 3 years now or 4 years?
They've been fighting each other.
No, I know, but
since the Vikings went down the Volga.
This last three years. They're killing people and dropping bombs and sinking boats. It's a war, but it's not. It's not a nuclear war, so it's a war with. They're pulling back which is stupid. Either have the freaking thing. Didn't we learn anything in Vietnam? My God, man, you can't just keep going until somebody says, well, what the hell? I guess you can. I don't know. Jesus, sorry, I'm just flabbergasted here. 5'10". Okay, the plane crash. Holy cow. It was clear to me that the Delta plane from Minneapolis into Toronto, clearly the pilot landed in a very hard landing on the right side of the aircraft that collapsed the wheel, sending the wheel shooting into the wing where the gas tank is and blowing it up. And that's when you see it hit hard on the right, and then boom, explosion, the wing came off, and that's what flipped it over. It's still a miracle that they'd walked out of the upside-down airplane. To me, hanging upside down like freaking bats in their seat belts. which had to be an unbelievable experience. People are talking about it, saying, we just tried to get off as quickly as we could. A big fireball on the left side of the plane, and all of a sudden, mass chaos, a roller coaster trying to get out. Just a spectacular. Oh, and then, in case you missed it, this is freaking hysterical. Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has actually had the balls to go on posting social media comments such as, the flying public needs answers. How many FAA personnel were just fired? What positions and why? Why were they fired? And so they're like NBC yesterday mentioned they're trying to blame Donald Trump for the. And by the way, our air traffic controllers are not in charge of Toronto. So what Donald Trump may have done to the FAA has got nothing to do with Toronto.
No, and he's done nothing to bring any of these planes down. Someone pointed out, Pete Buttigieg didn't care about transportation until he was the ex-secretary of transportation.
Here we go. And Sean Duffy is the new transportation secretary, married to that magnificent little chick who does the morning thing on Fox that he met on the old TV show 40 years ago or whatever. She has 14 children. You know the girl I'm talking about, from Puerto Rico or someplace, or Cuba, whatever. Okay, Sean Duffy, now the new transportation guy, says to Pete Buttigieg, who wants answers on how many FAA stuff, he says, Mayor Pete failed for 4 years to address the air traffic controller shortage and upgrade our outdated World War II era air traffic control system. In less than 4 weeks, we've already begun the process and are engaging the smartest minds in the entire world. Here's the truth. The FAA alone has a staggering 45,000 employees. Less than 400 were let go, and they were all probationary, meaning they had been hired less than a year ago. 0 air traffic controllers, 0 critical safety personnel were let go. 0, nobody, nada. So he was accusing Buttigieg of utilizing the Department of Transportation as a slush fund for the Green New scam and environmental justice nonsense. 90% of the workforce under the leadership were working from home, including him. The building was empty. Let me say that again. Sean Duffy says that under Pete Fudgy-Fudge, 90% of the workforce was working from home, including him. The building was empty. When we finally get a full accounting of his mismanagement, I look forward to hearing from him. Holy smokes. Yeah, and Buttigieg fired back, you meanie, I hate you, you meanie, I'm stomping my little foot, you meanie, you make me go wee-wee in my pants, you meanie. Unquote, Pete Buttigieg. My God, this snarky little pit. Oh, my God. 14 minutes after 5 o'clock, Pete Davis is next. Look out.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
I was just talking to a friend of mine going through a legal thing, and it reminded me that if you have a problem coming up and you need to find your legal records, I hope you have a safe from Atlanta Safe House. Boy, did I learn the hard way when I didn't have my medical records on Florida when I retired and didn't take my safes down there. I had 2 Atlanta Safe House safes, a gun safe, stuff like that, which they can bolt from the inside right to your concrete floor, your basement or garage, whatever. Anyway, so, I lost stuff that I needed to file claim things, and, I got punished for it, and it's my own fault. Keeping stuff safe, and especially things now, like my daughter Jennifer is going to be coming visiting in a few weeks, and she'll know now where to find my living will and my financial records, such as they are, and, real estate records and medical records, the whole deal. Aside from things like pictures and albums and, jewelry, firearms, oh my gosh, the gun safes are almost pretty much always on sale and have all kinds of rebates, whether it's a big gun safe they can organize any way inside you want, or those pistol safes that are so beautiful, all kinds of great brands, the top codes. And by the way, Jeff and Mark and the whole gang, they have a showroom in Ackworth on Industrial Boulevard. They can rent safes. If you're having a big event coming up or a convention, or you're going somewhere and you need to, just temporary stuff. They can run safes to you. They do repair. They can change locks if you want, whatever the deal is. They got like 200 of them on display up there. Anyway, tell them the Kimmer sent you on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Exmark. Start your engines and let's get ready for grass cutting season. Now is the time to visit the guys at Howard Brothers and learn how you can upgrade your Exmark mower fleet or get your existing fleet in tip-top shape before the work starts. The Exmark Turf Tracer, Radius, Laser, these are all mowers designed with you, the professional landscaper, in mind. You can be confident that your job will be done to perfection with an Exmark mower in your fleet. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Find your perfect Ford today at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs. Home to one of Atlanta's largest selections of new and used vehicles. They're just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road.
Stop by today to explore their incredible inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs, each thoroughly vetted to meet the highest standards.
Looking for power and performance? Drive home a legendary Mustang or conquer the great outdoors in the rugged Bronco.
Need family-friendly space? The Explorer and Expedition have you covered. Or experience the capability and strength of America's best-selling truck, the F-150.
And when it's time to finance, their straightforward, hassle-free process ensures your experience is stress-free.
With access to numerous lenders and expert guidance, they'll help you find the best rates and terms to fit your budget.
Which Ford will you drive home next? Find out at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs, or visit them online at JimEllisFord.com.
Your Ford dreams are waiting. Make them a reality today at Atlanta's favorite Ford dealer, Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Lieutenant Roger Knowles of the Cobb County Police Department Homeland Security. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com. Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Yeah, well, look out. All right, coming up, the secret behind the Afghan withdrawal. Also, how would you like it if there were no drug companies allowed to advertise on TV anymore?
No more stupid dancing fat Americans.
You're taking this, take that. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
I'm a fat ass. I'm 400 pounds overweight. But all I got to do is take a shot in my butt.
Maybe no more TV ads.
Don't have to work out or diet.
For any pharmaceuticals.
Good. We're only 2 countries that do it.
There's and now the side effects all include dying, cancer, bloody discharge. I mean, God.
Excuse me.
Well, I mean, seriously, it's unbelievable. Well, anyway,
we're about to eat.
Holy crap! It's sports right here.
The first full squad workout for the Braves today. Everybody was there.
Oh, good.
And Chris Sale will start the first Grapefruit League game Monday when they visit the Orioles.
Excellent.
That's right. Former Braves right-hander Luke Jackson has signed a 1-year deal with the Rangers, his former team. And the Yellow Jackets' homecoming game this upcoming season will be October 25th. That's football at Grant Field against Syracuse in an ACC matchup. So that's going to be homecoming. Family Weekend at Tech is September 20th when Georgia Tech entertains Temple. Remember during Super Bowl week when former Major League pitcher John Rocker and Patrick Mahomes Sr. got into a near fight on Bourbon Street?
Yeah.
And conveniently, someone was there to film it.
Yes.
Well, Mahomes Sr. is now fessing up that the whole dust-up was staged.
Well, we knew that because of something coming up. What was it?
Yeah. Senior placed on probation last year. He pled guilty to a charge of DWI, was given permission to travel to watch his son in Louisiana from February 7th through the 10th. But when he got into a squabble with Rocker, they moved his urine test to February 11th because the official said, we want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
According to court documents, the incident was staged altercation to get publicity for a celebrity boxing match that was set to take place in April.
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Yeah. Mahomes Sr. took the urine test. The results came back negative.
So he says.
Couldn't find any urine, I guess.
Yeah.
Seniors pay for the matchup. The contract states will be $85,000. Could balloon well past that, depending on who watches. Who the hell would watch that?
Is it a boxing or wrestling?
Boxing
match of
boxing
John Rocker and the father of the quarterback.
Yeah, the last 2 seconds, Rocker will kill him. He's twice
Rocker
his size.
still looks like he's been
lifting
bulked up,
weights.
man. Yeah, he's huge.
Mahomes, the son, has yet to publicly comment on the whole situation. Although Rocker alleged last week the football and his camp are doing everything in their power to try and pull Senior out of this fight.
I don't blame him.
I would too. He's going to die. Dodgers pitcher Dustin May almost died. Said he was pretty close to joining the World Series team last year. A freak accident, emergency surgery, tore his esophagus last July. He ate a piece of lettuce. Lettuce. He was at the Camelback Ranch in Arizona, went to dinner, got it stuck in his throat. It basically tore a hole in him. Emergency surgery that night as his wife told him to go because he was saying, I'll be okay. And she goes, no, you got to go in there. But he says, I wouldn't have made it through the night if I hadn't gone in. Took one bite of the salad, felt it stick in his throat. He tried to wash it down with water. It took half a year of recovery. He was not allowed to lift any weight heavier than 10 pounds.
Wow.
And they basically cut him from stem to stern.
Yeah. For a piece of lettuce.
A piece of lettuce, which I think it lodged sideways or something, and then the other food, I think, got caught in it too.
Dragged it, made it bigger.
And it just pierced his esophagus.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Former Hurricanes quarterback Cam Ward may be the first player chosen in the NFL draft, but woe to the team that may pass him over. The Davey O'Brien Award winners, the nation's top quarterback, says, if you don't draft me, that's your fault. You got to remember, you're the same team that's got to play me for the rest of my career, and I'll remember that. Ward came under heavy criticism. He did not play the second half of the Canes' 1-point loss to Iowa State in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Some say he quit on the team after breaking the NCAA Division I record for career touchdown passes in the first half and then said, okay, I'm out of here. That bowl is the only time the Cyclones have ever met the Hurricanes on the gridiron. Yeah, which answered the question of which is stronger, a Cyclone
or a Hurricane.
Stronger than a Hurricane.
There you go.
But I was just thinking, thank you, Dustin May, if he'd been eating Crunch Berries, he'd be a dead man.
Oh my God, it'd be even worse.
And I love Crunch Berries.
Well, there you
go. Who
go.
doesn't? NFL news, the Panthers have re-signed the Red Rifle. Who's the Red Rifle? Came out of TCU. Andy Dalton.
Oh, that's right, too. The Red Ginger.
2-year contract to back up Bryce Young.
He's still playing? Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. He's still playing. He's a backup making millions of dollars.
I get well, good for him, yeah.
BroBible.com has ranked the Hawks the 17th best team in the NBA right now. How many teams are in the NBA, Kimmer?
32.
No, 30.
30? Oh, I was close.
The NFL is 32.
32, yeah.
Major League Baseball and the NBA is 30. I have no idea how many hockey teams. Do you
32.
know? They've got to 32.
The NHL?
32. Seattle was the 32nd team, and they're soon to be expanding as well.
And they can't find one here?
They're gonna.
They better.
Yeah, they're gonna. There's already the area has already been approved.
And
so.
we're going to invade Canada and take the Flames name back.
Yeah, the
I'm
Flames.
telling you.
We got to go to Boom Boom Joffrey on Sun.
That Flames has nothing to do with Calgary. Flames was an Atlanta thing.
That's right.
It's my opinion. We welcome
That's true.
you. Let's see. The Hawks are ranked right behind the Kings and right ahead of the Suns. The Thunder are ranked number 1. The Wizards are 30th. They're last. The Hawks get back in action Thursday night here at home against the Magic. I'm sure you'll be there.
Oh, I was going to be there. I got a date, a big Czech date. She got
She's
the
from
tickets.
She's from the Czech Republic?
Yeah, Czech Republic.
Is that what you mean by a Czech date?
Get a checkup.
It's the... she's got to give you a checkup right there.
That's right there.
Little exam. It's remember to cough and turn sideways.
I know.
It's the good old U.S. of A. against Canada for all the marbles of the Four-Nation Tournament Thursday night in Boston.
Again.
And Bill Guerin, GM of the American team, I want President Trump to come because a lot of this attention for the politics is because of all this.
Oh, my God. How
because of
cool
Trump.
would that be? Well, it's not really an official, Olympic thing, but still, it's a game.
To go from the Super
It is
Bowl to
international.
the Daytona 500
Yeah,
to
holy.
this?
Oh, my God.
We can't lose.
And I hope that it's in Boston, right?
Yes,
This time.
Boston.
I hope they don't boo the Canadian national
You know
anthem.
damn well they will.
I know, but I hope they don't.
Maybe I'm thinking class.
How incredible
Boston,
would that be?
class.
Yeah, I know.
They got
It's
more class than
ridiculous.
Philly and New York. I'll
Yeah.
give them that.
I know, but how
I
cool
like
would
Boston.
that be if they didn't do it?
And because there are only 3 people in America capable of doing this job, Nepo baby Joe Buck is going to call baseball's opening day game. Because there's really only 3. Him, McDonough, and there's one other guy. There's only 3 guys, Tessitore, that can do it. Nobody else is qualified to do things like
In
this.
fact,
I'm not, but I'm sure there's somebody else than 350 million people that could do this.
Well, it would have been, except on this day in 1994, Harry Carey died.
I know.
On this day, 83 years old, 1994.
Let me cross that out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to mention it? Is that on your thing? Oh, my God. I'm so sorry.
I know how
have
you
no
feel.
idea why you're doing it.
Okay. Today in sports history, February 18th, 1909, the Red Sox trade 41-year-old Cy Young to Cleveland for pitchers Charlie Check, Jack Ryan, and $12,500 in cash. Charlie fades into oblivion, but Jack Ryan goes on to be a CIA agent and star of several movies and TV adaptations.
Serious?
No.
No, that's not Jack.
Of course he does it. And there's sports.
Well, now, wait a minute. We have one more serious history thing here, if you don't mind, sir.
Yes, sir.
And again, we kind of mentioned this the other day when I was talking about Junior by mistake, just because it came out that way. 2001, Dale Earnhardt Sr., one of the greatest drivers in the history of stock car racing, died at the age of 49, the last lap, a crash at the 43rd Daytona 500 in Daytona Beach, Florida. Driving his famous black number 3 Chevrolet, vying for 3rd place, he collided with another car, then crashed into the wall. After being cut from the car, Earnhardt, whose tough, aggressive driving style earned him the nickname the Intimidator, was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead of his injuries. Dale Earnhardt had been involved in another crash at the Daytona 500 in 1997 when his car flipped upside down on the backstretch. He managed to escape serious injury, went on to win Daytona in 98. His first and only victory in that race after 20 years of trying, the 200-lap, 500-mile Daytona 500, the first run in 1959, newly opened Daytona International Speedway, one of NASCAR's premier events, as well as the season opener. And again, I remember he didn't hit the wall. He had a teeny little neck bounce and killed him. I mean,
that's why with the Hans device now, it wasn't a teeny thing. It ripped it. It was a massive smack to the head. They whipped his head.
I remember saying that it wouldn't have happened. I mean, it led to the technology that makes the cars a lot safer now. And again, you mentioned the other day flying upside down and walking on back one wheel. Oh, jeez.
And at the time, they had a big deal. You knew something was bad when DW, Darrell Waltrip, got quiet and says, I don't like this. I don't like the look of this at all.
Yeah. Anyway, Brew, that was 2001.
We're going to eat cookies next.
Excellent cookie eating. And we got stuff to 5:30 there coming up. Kimmer, Pete, and Dave for London. Look out. Here we go.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
I was talking to somebody the other day and said, Yeah, man, you think about the insurance companies. I really hadn't thought about that, which is, I was talking about David Van Sant and Van Sant Law, and I have a little thing going on with my car and whether the city is responsible for having this big, great thing and the spoiler and the fun. Anyway, I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. David Van Sant Law. David used to work for the insurance companies, and bless the insurance companies. We've all used them, and thank goodness. However, they don't want to pay more than they think they have to, and they go by these tables and these charts and these graphs and, all this research stuff. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean, that they're going to take care of the car you're paid for. If your premiums are not for a little teeny car, then you shouldn't expect that little teeny car stuff when you need something fixed. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Anyway, that's where David Van Sant comes in, because it's freaking complicated. And when he calls him, they say, oh, it's David, how's it going? Yeah, okay, how much do you want? Because, it's fairness. And for the record, not only is he on your side, he's got to be, because if you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. It's too complicated. You and I don't want to go through that charts and graphs and all that stuff. David Van Sant, put this phone number in your phone. Here it is, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Military veterans are eager to transfer their skills and experiences to civilian life, but lack trusted connections to expedite their path to success. The civilian world can be confusing, and veterans do not need to journey through it alone. When you reach out to the Warrior Alliance, we will guide you to the best-in-class resources that can lead you toward renewed purpose after serving our nation. Find out why thousands of warriors have found success after service after engaging with the Warrior Alliance. For assistance, go to thewarrioralliance.org or call 404-210-1776.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They're locally owned and operated, and you can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
What's your name, baby?
I met her in the club down in Old Soho, where you drink champagne and it tastes just like cherry cola.
Just like cherry cola.
C-O-L-A cola.
The Kinks, baby.
She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her her name and in a dark brown voice she said Lola. L-O-L-A-Lola.
The Kinks, number one in Britain, 1965 on this day, with Tired of Waiting for You. The Ray Davies, the music for Tired Waiting for You was written on the train to recording studio, and the words were written at a coffee shop when they took a break during the session. Holy cow. But this, of course, is Lola by the Kinks, which is a major hit. And every time I hear the Kinks, I keep thinking about the Kingsmen. I heard one of my first concerts. In fact, I think it was my first concert I ever heard in college was the Kingsmen when they were singing Luai Luai in January 1965. Oh, my God. Hey, this is the Kinks, number one. In 1965, I think here. Our birthday list includes, let's see, Dr. Dre is 60, sold 16 million albums. I guess that's rapping guy. Matt Dillon, the actor, I mentioned him the other. Matt Dillon's 61 today, and John Travolta is 71. John Travolta worth $250 million, and he can park jets in his driveway. He owns a 747 or 727 and is a pilot, and he flies it. Unbelievable. This day in history, 536. This day, Kimmer Pete and David's in for a flounder, still tied up with activities for the Mr. and Mrs. thing. And this will take a second. And I got some newsy updates, things, stuff like that here.
Taste test.
And a taste test in just 1 second. WikiLeaks, on this day in 2010, publishes the first documents leaked by Chelsea Manning. Well, Chelsea. Relatively obscure website called WikiLeaks in 2010 leaked diplomatic cable detailing discussions between American diplomats and Icelandic government officials. It was the leak of Reykjavik 13, where the public didn't know much about it. The first of what turned out to be 750,000 sensitive documents sent to WikiLeaks by Chelsea Manning, the most prolific and significant whistleblower in American history, as, quote, her leaks shed light. This was written here by the History Channel, History.com. Let's see, her leaks shed light on atrocities committed by American armed forces, painted a far grimmer picture of wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, embarrassed American diplomatic establishment. Manning was an intelligence analyst in the Army deployed to Iraq in 2009. Her job gave her access to all manner of classified stuff, downloaded massive documents, 400,000 documents on Iraq. Was a CD-marked Lady Gaga to smuggle it home and upload it to her personal computer. On leaving the state, she shopped the information to both the Times and Washington Post. Neither took interest. She sent the material to WikiLeaks. No response. And then February 18th, WikiLeaks sent the cable known as Reykjavik 13. Cable depicted U.S. government bullying the government of Iceland. Would have been a tiny footnote if not for the leaks that followed. In the spring of 2010, WikiLeaks published hundreds of thousands of documents leaked by Manning, often via the New York Times, Der Spiegel, and The Guardian. Talks with foreign leaders, offensive things, multiple accounts of videos of airstrikes killing civilians. Watchdogs say armed forces responsible for 10,000 civilian deaths, more than they had acknowledged. Manning was arrested 2010, sentenced to 35 years in military prison, which they said was too harsh for a whistleblower. That called him a whistleblower. Barack Obama stopped short of pardoning her, but commuted her sentence in 2017, just 3 days before he left office. She received a claim from free speech and anti-war activists and is now a significant whistleblower in U.S. history. And didn't she used to be a guy?
Yeah. It's still
from the very beginning. I mean, the History.com, the whole thing has never mentioned that she was a freaking guy who did this and then became a girl.
It's a guy. Hey, let's wash your mouth out with something nice.
Wash my mouth out. What do you got? You got big yellow package
cookies.
And, of course, our former work wife, Tiffany, brought this in. Pete ordered Girl Scout cookies. They came in today, and here they are.
David, come in here and get you a cookie.
And these are what now? They're called what now?
Lemon Ups, and they're new, and they smell
Lemon
delicious.
Ups, and they're thin. They're big, a good size. They're big, large size.
And they all have something
and they're
on them.
yellow, and they have little white dots or something.
Pick one. See if which one you get.
The one on the end, right? Just take the end one, and it says on the cookie, it says, "I am a risk taker." Oh my God,
you're a risk taker.
Are they all different phrases?
Yeah. David, what are you?
Mine says I'm a leader.
My cookie says I'm a risk taker. It's embedded into the cookie.
I'm a go-getter.
You're a go-getter. Oh my God. And now on the bottom, it's like coated with sugar or something on the bottom. So you can see lemony. A white pasty, like a frosting on the bottom. All right, now I taste it. Well, it smells like lemon.
Lemon sandy. That's what, but it's better than a lemon sandy. It's not as dry.
It's definitely crispy and crunchy. It's not moist.
But it's good for dipping in hot chocolate or something. Mm-hmm. Oh, my. This is a good dipping cookie right here because it absorbs the liquid.
It's a flavorful. It definitely has an aroma. Definitely can smell the lemon cookie. And it's a crunchy, crispy, flavorful, lemon wafer, thick wafer type cookie.
I'll be over here. Like you finish the show.
It's a quality cookie, I will say.
Oh, good cookie. Well, I like the old lemon ones they had, but it's pretty good too.
I'm sorry, I'm chewing in the mic. That's rude.
I got some Thin Mints and Samoas, too.
I don't think the Girl Scouts have ever made a bad cookie. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, I haven't had it if they have.
Well, I'm not a crispy cookie guy. I would never buy these because I don't like crispy cookies normally. In fact, I made some white macadamia nut cookies.
They were good.
I made those this morning at home and brought them. I gave one to Pete. And
you've never bought the Keebler Fudge Stripes ones?
Oh, I've had. Again,
I almost got some last night.
Well, it's not universal. I mean, there are dry, what I call crumbly cookies that are tasty. They're very flavorful and tasty. But if I were going to if I'm picking out cookies, they're going to be moist. They're going to be warm, soft, and moist.
Yeah, chocolate chip or Oreo. I like Oreo.
Stuff like that. Y'all are missing one of the best ones, M&M cookies. Those are
I don't think I've ever had.
M&M cookies are fantastic.
If you put the M&Ms on the chocolate chip ones, it's too much. You don't taste the M&Ms. It's just too much.
Or you don't taste it either way. Yeah. Overpowering yourself.
Well, we solved that.
Well, there you are. It's 5:41. Kimmer, Pete, and the Flounder's off, and David's in for Flounder. By the way, a cold snap's coming. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon.
I'm getting snow.
And all of a sudden, you're going to be getting snow in some places in North Georgia, looks like, and Tennessee. And, I mean, Kentucky doesn't need any more bad weather.
No.
They're in trouble. And it's going to be in the 20s and all kinds of stuff. So just to let you know what's coming. Let's see. Oh, I got a question. Is there a dry cleaner in this area here at the Battery? Do you have any idea, David? Do you know is there a dry cleaner in this section of area?
Not that I can think of. There might be one in some little strip mall somewhere, but not that I know of.
I'm just, I've got to have my suit dry cleaned and my jacket, my Marine Corps jacket.
I bet there's one around the corner.
They're always like in some tucked away.
There would be a laundry or a dry cleaner or something.
Cobb Parkway. There's one at the Galleria right down the street.
It's always tucked away in some corner in a strip mall or something like that.
Yeah, Oxford Cleaners is right around the corner.
In the Battery?
I don't think. No, it's not in the Battery. It's right across the highway on Windy Ridge.
Oh, okay.
So it's not far.
Because I don't want to deal with the Alpharetta people. Did I mention this on the air? I can't remember. Well, I took in my sport jacket, my suit jacket. It was just a jacket to get dry cleaned, and it was $13. And I haven't had, I haven't worn suits in so many years.
You think it's going to be cheaper down here?
Well, no, I just don't. I don't want to go back because I didn't like the fact that they were, and they tried to get me. They called me and said, please call us, and and I just don't want to go back there now because it was a thing.
Because they charged you a price to fix something.
No, because I was upset, and now they were, I think they felt bad about it, and I don't want people to feel bad about something, and now I want to go back with my tail between my legs, saying, well, I guess I don't have any choice. You're only freaking dry cleaners, and the entire Alpharetta Rossville area is one freaking dry cleaner. One, that's it. One.
I don't think that's true. Did you not flash your good look card?
Oh yeah, that works all the time. That's I told you.
Did you tell him you were first chair trombone?
You know who I am?
Damn you!
Oh my God! All right, let's see. 5:43. A couple of quick things here. Geez, we're on the time. I can't believe it. Let's see. Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, officially a formal, long overdue investigation into Joe crime family pervert Biden's botched withdrawal from Afghanistan that killed 13 service members, a sailor, a soldier, and Marines, 13 of them dead, hundreds of other Americans also dead, thousands left behind. No general's been held responsible. Nobody's been held responsible. He wants to know the chain of events. What happened? Why? Who made the decision? Why would he make the decision? What advice did they give or not give? Who executed the order? Why didn't they speak up? Did they? Did anybody feel like there was something going on? How come there's no accounting of anything? That's our job. We're getting to the bottom of it, thank God. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says, I think that we should ban any TV advertising for direct consumer pharmaceutical advertising. No more drug advertising on TV.
I agree.
Like they did with cigarettes. Now, they called cigarettes a danger and health danger, so it wouldn't be allowed to be ad on TV. And now RFK Jr. says we should ban all those drug commercials, the Ritozen and Iverskin and all those Rock Rick or whatever, all those freaking things.
All that stuff.
All that stuff.
All
gone.
The fat dancing Americans.
No aspirin. No rub-on, Shaq with a rub-on, cool off stuff. Nothing. All of it gone. The pharmaceutical people, I know you're playing the music, spends $4 billion a year advertising on TV. $4 billion. You think they're going to maybe fight that idea? All right, it's 5:45 already. Give her Pete and Dave for Flounder. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
So let me stop pussyfooting around and cut to the chase. The world needs to know that the United States is going to stand behind any country that fights terrorism, especially terrorism born of that rag picker who was wandering the Middle East several centuries ago and suddenly decided, hey, I'm going to start a new religion. Hamas is merely carrying out the mandates of Muhammad, disgrace be upon him, as set forth in the Quran. You don't start stopping them now. Where do you start? Let's see if they have any more fear of Donald Trump than they did of Joe Biden.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Atlanta Braves single game tickets for the 2025 season are on sale. And not only can fans look forward to some incredible matchups this season, but the Braves have a ton of unique and exciting giveaways that everyone will want to get their hands on. Bobbleheads feature Chris Sale and Marcell Ozuna, presented by Delta. A throwback bobblehead featuring Chipper Jones from the 2000 All-Star Game, presented by SeatGeek, and many more. Fans can also look forward to collectibles like the 1995 World Series replica ring and red home jersey presented by Coke. And we can't forget about the kiddos. Every Sunday home game, the Braves will give away items to the first 3,000 kids through the gates. Even the adults will want some of these items, which include the Blooper Mascot Security T-shirt, Ozzy Albies Go Fish deck of cards presented by Curacao, a New Island vibe, a sliding mitt, pool float, beaded player necklace, and so much more. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all of these awesome freebies and get your tickets to see your Braves this season. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Who doesn't want a great smile? The world seems brighter because it is. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? You know, that's only one reason to see my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler at Atlanta Smiles. The other reason, of course, is to take care of your teeth, or they're going to make your life miserable. We all know that. But when's the last time you were smiling before you walked in the door like me? Because I know Dr. Dina and her staff are the happiest Kimmer babes you ever saw. We're going to fix me up, and I always take the gas. They tell me my best stories come out that way. And you can actually get a doggy right there, napping in my lap, a little doggy. I said, go ahead, work away. Dr. Dina's a Navy vet, ranked a master dentist, which only 1% can say. She's been doing veneers since before anybody even knew what that was. My first visit was 30 years ago. Cosmetic dentistry, cleaning, bridges, crowns, especially keeping your teeth and gums healthy to last as long as you do. Veterans automatic 10% discount. Just tell them when you call. Atlanta Smiles, 404-262-7733. It's atlantasmiles.com. Your new smile's waiting for you. atlantasmiles.com. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Ask for the doggy. atlantasmiles.com.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on the station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Are you the type of consumer that likes to do your research before you choose a company? Well, then you need to join Dan Watkins, Chris Lolamy, and myself, Jim Niarchos, every Saturday morning at 9 for the All Four Seasons Home Show. We only vet local businesses with a proven history of integrity, competence, and solid customer service. The All Four Seasons Home Show helps you make a good consumer decision, save money, and not get ripped off. You can also follow our podcasts on Apple, Google, and Spotify. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Saturday mornings at 9, right here on Extra 106.3.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
It's the Beatles. 1965. Beatles working at Abbey Road in London recorded 2 new songs. John Lennon's You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. Actually, I used to like that song a lot. And the new Paul McCartney song, Tell Me What You See. Both were released on the album Help in 1965. Worked on it today. What song is this, David?
This is The End.
The End?
Yes.
The end of Abbey.
Sorry.
It's the end of Abbey Road.
I've never heard this song. I'm sorry.
This is the only drum fill solo Ringo ever did with the Beatles. He hated doing it.
And the only drum solo?
They made him do it. He hated these things.
And he did it backwards, upside down, so the beat's half off. Or when you tell him Ringo's drumming style, didn't have the backward drumstick
He's
thing?
left-handed.
Yeah, so
and it took
he was
an
like
extra
a half a beat off or a slightly delayed beat thing going, yeah. Well, this is hard rock stuff.
They're
John and George exchanging guitar solos
and
here.
Paul. They're exchanging guitars.
Oh, it's like the dueling banjos.
Mm-hmm. Do the last one here. Crank that baby up. That's John, I think, with the last one.
I think this one may be George. I think
I think this is John.
There we go.
Yeah,
crank it.
No, right now.
Yeah, this one I think is John. And then Paul on the piano.
Yeah, the fuzz going.
I'll be damned. I had no idea. The end. The Beatles. And speaking of which, Yoko Ono's birthday. The girl is worth $700 million. She's 92. Yoko is 92. Dennis DeYoung from Styx is 78.
What about all that Imagine No Possessions?
Yeah,
what
right.
about that crap?
Well, I guess she probably gave it. She's $700 million. You know,
that's the stupidest
and the starving
song.
people. And yeah, I know.
I love the song. The lyrics are.
They are.
You have this multimillionaire. Preaching to you about possessions,
right,
please.
John Pankow from Mad About You is 70. Irma Thomas, 84. I thought, did she?
Irma Thomas.
Irma Thomas is 84.
Never heard of her.
Famous. Oh, my God. Irma Thomas, famous singer?
Never heard of her.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. Well, it's cool. And one quick history thing here, and then we'll see what's going on for a second. Hold on a second. On this day in 1930.
Yes, sir.
The planet Pluto, discovered by Clyde Tombaugh, Lowell Observatory in Arizona. 5 known moons, the 9th largest, 10th most massive known object directly orbiting the sun, named Pluto after the god of the underworld. But originally classified as a planet, this was in 1930. In 2006, it was demoted to a dwarf planet. The word Plutode now means to devalue or demote something or something of value.
For my generation, it will always be a planet. By the way, they're saying there's a rumor about that Ilhan Omar has just been removed from the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Oh, that's about time. Frankly, they did that with, before, a couple other things when they put Marjorie Taylor Greene back in charge of some stuff. That's about freaking time. These people are trying to kill our country. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I hope it's true.
Well, we shall see. 554, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. By the way, this is an idea. I knew this was going to happen. I've talked about this for years, and I've said, let them do it. Just pay them all they want, and it'll be worth it. The steroid Olympics. Take all the drugs you want. Oh, my God, and it's going to happen. This is incredible. Donald Trump Jr. has jumped in on this. Oh, my God, it's called the Enhanced Games, and I'm not making this up. There's funding now with an Australian businessman. There's some Chinese guys. There's guys, some of the investors, a co-founder of PayPal, a guy, a venture venture capitalist, the guy who took on Gawker, Hulk Hogan's lawsuit. These guys are billionaires, and here they're going to have a steroid Olympics. This means they're going to have games including track, swimming, weightlifting, combat, and gymnastics this year in some warm U.S. city. They have to find and let them to do it. They don't know who's going to host it yet. Somewhere in America.
Mexico.
They never would have done it in America if Biden got elected. So now that Trump's elected, they're going to do it somewhere in America. Let's see. The goal of the games is, I swear to God, I'm not making this up, is to break world records by allowing athletes to dope up with almost any legally available performance-enhancing drug and pay them all they want. They'll have medical screenings, cardiac and brain imaging, and heart rhythm monitoring. He says the IOC's never had competition. They're being really threatened by this. Robert Kennedy Jr. is all in favor of it. He admitted to using testosterone. Yeah, exactly what it is. He's in his 70s doing pull-ups, going to the gym every day. Man, Joe could never do that. Significant star investing power. They're saying the steroid Olympics will push dangerous substances, but the two drugs that are worse for Americans are fast food and processed food. Done more damage to public health than any substance in the totality of American human history. One athlete signed up, a retired Australian Olympic swimmer, James Magnuson, publicly signaled his interest. He says the group's offered him paying $1.5 million if he can beat the 50-meter record. He says, if they put $1 million in for the 50 freestyle, I swear to God, I'm coming on board as their first athlete. I will juice to the gills, and I'll break it in 6 months.
Whoa, we were told juicing doesn't help you get better.
Yeah.
We're going to pump you up.
How cool is this? And I mean, you can imagine these muscle-bound freak steroids with no testicles, size of peas, and they're all freaking out. They got, skin rashes, and their skin's
their
falling
chest
off.
explodes.
And their heart comes flying out of their liver.
Explode.
Somebody's his testicles are going to blow or something.
Bicep.
Man.
It's going to shoot right. His Achilles going to shoot right off his head.
A kidney come flying out of it. It's just, oh my God.
I bet you the Russian trannies are going to take all the gold from this.
Can you imagine?
East Germany is like, damn it.
Take all the drugs you want, baby. Oh my God. And again, we talked about Ariana Grande. People are afraid for her. If you go Google a picture of Ariana Grande now, she just made an appearance the other day, and she looks like a cadaver. She looks like a person who's barely survived the Holocaust.
Right.
She looks like she came out of Bergen-Belsen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's appalling.
And the worst, she's got a number tattoo on her arm too.
She says that she has emotional problems. She's been battling all kinds of things. She doesn't eat well, and she knows people are putting too much pressure on body image and stuff. She's a mess. Ariana Grande is a freaking mess. She's dying. She's going to die. She's Karen Carpenter.
Somebody doesn't get to her.
God. All right, 5:48. One more Flounders Funny right here. Perfect timing. What do you got, David?
Everybody knows the name Bill Burr. One of the best comedians we have out here. He tackles all the issues that we all care about, including this one from Hollywood.
Excellent.
This is how screwed up my country is right now. Do you know Bryan Cranston, right? That dude did a movie. He played a quadriplegic, and people gave him be like, why is there an able-bodied person playing a quadriplegic? It's because it's called acting, you dumb See, if he was a quadriplegic playing a quadriplegic, that's not acting. That's just fucking laying there saying that someone else wrote. So tell us, what did you do to prepare for the role? Well, I dove head first into the shallow end of a pool when I was 23.
Oh, God.
I feel like I've been preparing for this role for my whole life.
Oh, God.
Right, what is up next for you? Well, they're going to do a reboot of Top Gun. I'm going to fly it with my plug. And the co-pilot's going to be transgendered. So everybody will be happy. She won't die. Her discarded will block her head from the canopy. There'll be a gender-neutral bathroom on the plane. How fucking dumb is that? That's literally like watching a movie. Why didn't you have a murderer play a murderer? And how come the guy he shot, I saw him in another movie? I mean, what the fuck is going on?
Bill Burr. David, thanks for your help in filling in, my friend.
Good fun,
Pig
guys.
Flounder.
Good pleasure.
And Flounder back tomorrow. And Christine, sing me home. I got to go. You're killing me. Let go.
Let him go, brother.
Hurry up, Semper Fi. Look out. Here we go.
streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Victory for President Trump. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A federal judge has declined to put a hold on the Department of Government Efficiency's firing of large numbers of government workers.
U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan saying that several Democratic state attorneys general failed to meet a necessary legal standard did not temporarily stop the Department of Government Efficiency from facilitating mass firings to root out wasteful spending. Judge Chutkan says the attorneys general, citing media reports, did not give the court the facts it needed to issue a temporary restraining order. She added no imminent harm has come to the states listed as plaintiffs. Still, Judge Chutkan criticized a DOJ lawyer for not being able to confirm recent firings and whether additional terminations were coming. She wants more information on that.
Fox's Cornell Scott. Top U.S. and Russian officials meeting today in Saudi Arabia as they try to find a path to end the Russia-Ukraine war.
The goal is to bring an end to this conflict in a way that's fair, enduring, sustainable, and acceptable to all parties involved. What that looks like, well, that's what the ongoing engagement is going to be all about.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio speaking at Mar-a-Lago. President Trump says he wants to see an end to the bloodshed.
Both Russia and Ukraine, they're losing thousands and thousands of soldiers.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky did not take part in the talks. The president has signed an executive order to expand access to in vitro fertilization.
I think the women and families, husbands, are very appreciative of it.
The order directs recommendations